W man for 5. What's your take on Patrick Melton? Patrick Melton is an irrelevant who's tried to start a feud with me so many times. It's sad, but like, he's just got like he got salt poppied by fucking Mike David, and I've never respected him since then. And I met him one time, and he was a fucking twat before he knew who I was, and now he wants to feud with me, and I'm like, no. Now I have a show with a much bigger audience than you, and I make more money than you. Don't start trying to act like you and I are gonna be sparring on the same level. I was very nice to him one time, and I met him at a bar, and he was a cunt. And now he tries to be do a feud with me, and I'm not doing it. I'm not doing it. He's just not on my level. Aaron?
Okay, so Patrick Melton's not on your level. You're just not doing it. This is never going to happen. And just to check real quick, what happened just the other day again?
Ladies and gentlemen, he's here. It's finally happening. Mersh is joining the program.
Fellas, I'm very sorry. Yeah, we had a movie review we did for ROTC today, and apparently it was Boat Trip, and I was told it was 90 minutes long, but apparently we did the fucking Criterion Collection.
It's fine.
We did the Zack Snyder cut of fucking Boat Trip, apparently. My bad.
You're right on time. We're about to get into Aaron's letter from his mom, and then the conditions violations. So
all right. Well, I apologize. I'm on a mobile hotspot because apparently it's a nightmare here.
So we're just all friends now. Is that what's happening? I don't know how this works exactly. So everybody's cool now? Didn't Mersh say Patrick was a pedophile? He could not be trusted around. And by the way, I don't think that. There's this bizarre phenomenon, okay? It's called the Mersh effect. Ever heard of it? I'm now noticing there's a new sort of phenomenon surrounding it. In fact, there's a few. The phenomena keep they keep stacking up. Okay, first you got the Mersh effect, and that's Mersh's way of fooling guys into becoming his loyal lackeys forever. All right, fine. Now there's this thing where there's more than one Mersh. There's multiple Mersh. We live in a Mershiverse where multiple Mershes, instances of Mersh keep stacking up. You've got, of course, Mersh Prime, Florida Mersh, we sometimes call him. You've got British Mersh, which is COG. You've got Florida Mersh, which is Patrick Melton. And obviously that's too confusing. So we're going to call him Vegas Mersh. Okay, that's also too confusing. I've decided we're going to call him Successful Mersh. Now, I don't hate Patrick Melton. I like Patrick Melton, as a matter of fact. I think he's very funny. I think he's really good at what he does. But this is a bizarre thing that happens where there's, these certain guys, they come from Florida, their parents are dead, they're cross-eyed, they're fat, they have a beard, they wear a hat and glasses, and they do a show. And the show they do is about Aaron Imholte. And it used to be that it was like, these two opposing, opposite but equal forces. You had on one end the unstoppable force of Patrick Melton, who has been making an empire, making fun of this Dabbleverse thing. And then on the other side, you had the immovable blobject known as Mersh Prime. And it used to be that they would butt heads and make fun of each other. And now they're friends. And so this other thing that's going on, so that's the new Mersh effect. Now you got a thing called the Melton effect. And all of it is based on something called super tips. And it's insidious. There's an insidious thing going down here that I can't believe. And I got to be honest with you. I was planning to do no Mersh episode. So I think it's pretty funny to do an episode that's about 3 different Mershes in one. Tonight's program, you've got Successful Mersh. You've got British Mersh, who, by the way, believes he was ordained by God to A-log Ethan Ralph. That's real, and that's coming up. And finally, and unfortunately, you've got Mersh Prime. Let's do it. This is PodAwful.
I have all of the markers for anything you could think of. Being a serial killer, child molester. I'm very grateful.
Yeah, why wouldn't you be? Yeah, what's up, everybody? It's me, Bam. I'm here on Pod. I'm the super special secret guest of PodAwful tonight. I'm Bam. I'm on here. Hey, Ape. Yo, free my nigga Ape. All right, everybody, welcome to PodAwful. I'm your host, Jesse P. Thank you, Jesse P.S. Happy to be here, of course. H2BH out there. Hi, henchmen. Hi, everybody.
Hello. Hey, Jesse.
Hi,
Jesse.
Hey. Love this song, says Mary in the chat room. Thank you, Mary. We're live over at PodAwful.tv. PodAwful.tv, where we've got a live chat room going on. You can watch over there. Let's see what they're saying in the chat room right now. Mershflation. Yeah, we are experiencing Mershflation right now. You're right about that. Cog is the worst version. Yes, he is, and so we're saving him for last. You're definitely right about that. This is crazy. We love our henchmen, LMAO. So hi to all the henchmen out there. Welcome, and thank you, everybody. Did you guys even know about this? Did you know this had happened with Mersh on Nobody Likes Us? Yeah.
No.
This is crazy. Like, I knew it too. Our people don't watch this stuff. They don't pay attention. So they had no idea that this had gone on. And I almost posted it in Discord because I wanted everybody. I was like, I couldn't believe it. Obviously, I'm freaked out. I didn't know what to do. I was on my Mersh fruit diet, which is called that because Mersh is a fruit, by the way. And I realized, like, you know what? I got to break it. I got to do the fucking show. You know, last episode, I think it was last episode, somebody left a comment. They were like, do more Mersh content. And I was like, ooh, I was mad. I was like, ooh, I hit dislike on it. Ooh, you got me. You got me with that comment. You did. Whoever that guy was, you got me with it. I was like, oh, everybody's upset that r/Mersh has been shut down. I don't know when it's coming back, guys. I really don't. But, or if it's coming back, I hope it does. Although, you know, I did say this. I said, I made some predictions on this. Let me go to Rumble real quick. Rumble.corn, I believe it is the official thing. And you go to Nightwave Radio on there. And then let's take a look at his live streams, because I said, I have a feeling that Mersh, most of his viewers at this point, or at least an unbelievable chunk of them, are just trolls. Now, you have to keep this in mind. Mersh refuses to come back to YouTube. He knows that if he comes back to YouTube, he will look insane because it will reveal that nobody watches his program. So he doesn't go back to YouTube. Rumble's got fake numbers. We know this. It's been proven scientifically for a fact.
Mersh knows it too.
Mersh knows it. Mersh called out his own platform and said all the numbers are fake. He said this to his fake audience, so I don't know who he thought was hearing it other than us. Help! Help! My audience is fake. Hello? Hello? Wait. Hello? Is there anyone out there? You're fake. So Mersh was like down a well, Baby Jessica style, and screaming, actually, this well isn't even real. And I had a prediction that he would lose a bunch of viewers as a result. Now, this threw me for a loop, because I also said, this is the other thing I said was, what are Kino Casino and Patrick Melton going to do now for Mersh content now that r/Mersh is gone? PodAwful's not making Mersh content. r/Mersh isn't there. Kiwi Farms isn't good at cataloging Mersh. They refuse to do the work. So there's nothing for these guys to pull from. Patrick Melton comes from fucking outside and decides to become friends with Mersh. Couldn't see it coming.
God.
This is how hard up they were for the content. You're willing to go this low. It's insane. So I thought we should look at the numbers here. And this is the thing. This is why I'm thrown for a loop. Unfortunately, you know, now that Patrick's show here, this is called This Little Piggy, which I don't know how that's different than, is that still Nobody Likes Onions? Does anybody know how it works? over
Yes,
there?
him, Carl, and somebody else rotate every 3 weeks, and they each star on the show. It's always about Aaron. He's the piggy. It's him and Carl from It's Gay.
It's like if I had a show called The Mersh Effect, where every few days it was me, Porcelain, Alan Powell,
Basically.
and by the way, Patrick Melton until a week ago. We were all going on and just doing Mersh episodes. But okay, how is that different though than in fairness, I don't catch too many Nobody Likes Onions. Is not because I dislike it. It's a very similar show to mine. I can't be sitting around watching stuff like that, where it's basically PodAwful. Yeah, I would love to watch PodAwful. That would be amazing. If I could switch places with you guys. One day we are going to get an AI host in so that I finally have a show I can watch. But
Jesse, it's not PodAwful, I can assure you.
It's
pretty bad.
I took a lot of inspiration from Patrick Melton. I'm not joking. I was listening to Nobody Likes Onions back at the beginning of PodAwful. That's not a joke. He was one of the first podcasts.
Yeah, you're right. He's been around 15 years or more.
No, I've been around for 15 years. He's been around since
20 probably, yeah.
Yeah, he's been around. Yes, 2005. Like back in the day before, everybody forgets this. Red Bar didn't used to be a make fun of the internet show. That's not what he did. Before he had Goons, he was just doing Opie and Anthony ripoff, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then the day when he started trying to do Goons, which is what I had already been doing, Patrick had already been doing that. You could say that, if you wanted to say, oh, you're copying NLO, that would make a lot more sense than anything else. It's not true, but it would make a lot more sense. Patrick had Goons, and then Red Bar started doing his Donkey Lips, Tommy NC 2010. Those are the original Fools. Nobody remembers this, but that is true. Patrick's been around a long time. He's been he literally just all of those weird internet characters that these other guys are making fun of. That's who he was making fun of. He was doing it first. Anyway, so I don't get to catch too much NLO. So I don't know how this works, but if this show is entirely about Aaron Imholte, what is Nobody Likes Onions about? Right.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
Cricket sound.
Okay. We'll just sit and ponder that for a bit, I suppose. Anyway.
Yikes.
Anyway, so I thought, Mersh's numbers would go down. But now Patrick's show is huge. He's got 15,000 subs. There's like 13,000 people watching this, apparently. These are big shows. So presumably you're going to see a big bump in Mersh's views, obviously. So that might throw this off. Let's take a look. I believe it was a little over a week ago that r/Mersh went down. Okay. And if you could just settle down and take the microphone out of your shorts, that would be terrific. So let's start from 10 days ago. I think 11 days ago. To be fair, let's start 11 days ago. That seems to be his highest viewed anyway. So he had 9,000 plus views on Rumble. Now, again, you can go ahead and half that and then quarter that, and that's about the numbers. But still, we'll go with 9,000, okay, parts per liter on this. And then his next episode had about 8,000 views. So somewhere around this time, r/Mersh goes down. Now, I'm going to skip the live streams where he's just playing video games. Obviously, nobody is watching that. That doesn't count. So then let's go to his next big show. Then he's got 6,000 views. So we are trending down. We are trending down when r/Mersh closes. Then we've got another 6,000. Then we've got a 5.9 thousand. Then we've got a 4.88. And then we've got okay, now here, this is interesting. 3 days ago, his views go up all the way back to 7.2 thousand views. Now, when was this show? Did he receive the Melton bump? He might have gotten the Melton bump on this. That's pretty 3 days ago.
Looks like it.
It looks like, guys, he got the Melton bump. So luckily, NLO has come to save Mersh out of the gutter, which is very nice of Patrick to do, considering he's spent now 2 years absolutely trashing Mersh just like me. So then his next episode had 6,000 views, and then yesterday's episode had 3,000 views. Okay, so he's gone back down again. Okay, well, I guess he didn't get the pretty antisocial bump that he was hoping for as well on all of that. So here's Mersh on this little piggy. And actually, let's run it back to the beginning on this so we really don't miss anything. This is the moment Mersh joins. I couldn't believe this. I had seen a comment mentioning this somewhere, and I was like, what? He was on NLO as a guest? That's crazy.
Ladies and gentlemen, he's here. It's finally happening.
This is the moment everyone had been waiting for. I have to, was this out of left field for everybody, or has Patrick been like building this up, going, oh yeah, we're getting guys, we're Mersh guys now. We're all Mersh heads. Is this a troll? I don't know what's going on. Is this going to be like a Kino Casino style? We like him, he's our friend, and then in a month they start revealing all of the text messages they had with Mersh where he's asking for fish lunches.
Mersh is joining the program.
Fellas, I'm very sorry. Yeah, we had a movie review we did for ROTC today, and
okay, so and look at New Zealand Scott, NLO Scott over here. He is so H2BH. It's crazy. He can't believe this. His face, I saw that and I went, oh, they're fucking with him. This is going to be great. They're going to fuck with Mersh. They've got something planned. There's a puppet.
Yikes.
But no. Unfortunately, what's happening here is this is real. They're now pro Mersh guys, and Mersh is now friends with a puppet. Because this is what happens when you join the Dabbleverse. Now, as insane as this sounds, Mersh is now officially part of the Dabbleverse. And I always say this, if you make fun of Aaron Imholte as like a regular gig on your show, that's Dabbleverse. Okay? As far as I'm concerned. Yeah, that's all it is at this point, right? There's no John, there's no Stuttering John, there's no all these other guys. This puppet, what does he do? He makes fun of the he's a Dabbleverse guy. Patrick Melton, Dabbleverse guy. Mersh. What?
Dabbleverse guy.
So now we're in the Dabbleverse. He's a guy's guy. Now we're in the Dabbleverse firmly on this, okay? Now, if you recall, Mersh, even before I said this, Mersh said he was going to destroy the Dabbleverse. Do you remember this?
Yes, oh, yeah. How embarrassing.
Okay, look at this. Same
If you can't beat him, join him, right?
Exactly. Same video that I just played at the beginning of the show. Watch this. Same video where he shits all over Patrick Melton.
If you're like everybody who donated tonight's a regular, like none of the new donated because you're all just and you're observing my brilliance, and a lot of you probably gave Johnny $5 to try to feel like cool, and you're part of the all you Dabbleverse cheap cunts. You give Kevin Brennan enough money, you throw me fucking.
And don't try to get me on a technicality because he calls it the Dabblerverse. All right, he's a wicked old man, and his mind's been warped by potions. This is not a guy whose words really matter. It's it's the thought that counts.
$2. Go to revengeofthesis.com/Nightwave. Give me $2. You fucking Brennan dick sucking. Because Brennan sucks too, and Melton sucks. The whole Dabbleverse sucks, and I'm showing this to you. Maybe.
Anyway, hi Patrick, happy to be here. Thank you so much for having me. I love you.
This needs to be my new campaign. Maybe Brennan's next. Maybe some of these other next. Because you fucking non-regular people showing up tonight just trying to watch. You fucking loser.
My show? You want to watch? What are you, a bot?
You're I'm gonna burn your whole goddamn Dabbleverse to the ground.
Okay. So here's Mersh burning the Dabblerverse down to the ground. You ready for this? This is crazy. He's doing it.
It was Boat Trip, and I was told it was 90 minutes long, but apparently we did the fucking Criterion Collection.
Oh, I'm sorry. He's just having a pleasant conversation with a puppet. Welcome to the Dabbleverse. Now, here's the part that I'm most confused by. You know, again, all the people who watched Melton a week ago would have loved any sort of mocking Mersh coverage. The comment section is nothing but nice. They're saying Mersh killed it on this. I didn't watch the whole thing because how could you? But they're saying that Mersh is the belle of the ball and he's awesome. They love the chemistry. They can't wait until he's back on again. He is the debutante of the Dabbleverse. This is their most loved guy now. Their most beloved character.
This is what we needed.
What's that?
Yeah.
This is exactly what we needed. We needed Mersh built up. Here we go.
Okay.
It's so stale that whenever a new character joins that whole, whatever their little verse is, it's really exciting for them. So I think that's what they're going through.
Well, all right. There's a whole lot at play here. There's a lot of sinister, horrible forces at play here that we're going to unravel. And again, I need to be clear. This is not an anti-Melton thing even more insanely, this is certainly not a pro Aaron Imholte thing, but there is a simple rule of the Dabbleverse, and it's if you make fun of Aaron Imholte, you're one of us. Now, these guys are all infighting and trying to take down each other's YouTube channels all the time, but there's one little thing, this little tiny trick that the devil pulled in order to fool the Dabbleverse into behaving and being good to Patrick Melton. And the name of that thing is Super Tips.
Snyder cut of fucking boat trip, apparently. My bad.
You're right on time. We're about to get into Aaron's letter from his mom and then the conditions violations.
See, it's not even you would expect a little playful ribbing like, oh my God, hey, Mersh, fish lunch, right? There's none of that. They're the best of buds. And why? Because they're the same guy. I said this from the first time we ever talked about Patrick Melton on this program. These are two men that are just a couple years apart from each other in mental clarity. Patrick Melton, he doesn't know, like Mersh's bone dab rig, he doesn't know how that works. But if he could figure it out, then we would have just two Mershes. If you want to smoke some bones now, then go ahead now. So, Patrick from Florida, glasses, fat, beard, hat. Okay, the hat's important. Hat. You've got dead parents. You've got podcast. You've got stand-up comedy. You've got, what am I missing here? You've got on drugs. Weed is a drug. All right? Mm-hmm. You've got grifting. And I want to be clear, too, about this. The grifting thing, I'm going to use the term grifting here mostly because I don't have a better word for it. I don't really mean it negatively. Like, Patrick Melton is after one thing, money. Okay? But he's not, and he's doing it in a cynical way, but it's not a ripoff, really. I mean, he's fooling stupid people, but that's how you earn money. Guys, join the Pizza Fund, PodAwful.pizza. So... these are very similar characters. The only difference, you know what? Maybe I'm going about this all wrong. Maybe Patrick Melton is the prime here, and instead what you've got is Rumble Melton. Rather, you've got YouTube Melton and Rumble Melton. I don't understand how it works, but I do believe the Super Tips thing is something I now refer to as the Melton effect.
So
all right. Well, I apologize. I'm on a mobile hotspot because apparently it's a nightmare here in my town today, and
Jesus
I have no internet.
Christ.
So let's do it, though.
This is the best part. How
Christ.
funny is it that Mersh shows up to a show and like the puppet looks more professional than? Look at the fucking. Look at the quality of Mersh's stream on here.
Making fun of Aaron.
As he shakes his fucking gullies at the camera, by the way. Look at those things. I want a motorboat Mersh. Woo, boy. Let me get in there. Oh, by the way, they both have a buffalo hump.
True.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's cool.
And
So-
plump tatas.
Yeah, well, does Patrick have big, sweaty, hot tits? Big
I
plump?
think so. He must. He's 400 pounds.
I mean, that's what you would assume, but then he makes fun of Aaron Imholte about having boobs. Well, I guess it's funny that Aaron has them because he's thin. You expect a big fat guy to have boobs.
That's what it is.
All right, so we forgive Melton for his boobs, is what we're saying.
He
Forgiven.
has to have them at that size.
You know what?
Yeah.
I'm giving your boobs a pass because you're nice.
Yeah.
You seem like you're having fun. Look at this beautiful smile. He's cute. We love cute.
Oh, he's cute.
You can't say the man's not cute. He's a cute guy. But then, unfortunately, you've got Mersh here, and Mersh is crunching up the fucking data lines. All right? Mersh looks like right before he started streaming into this program, he was chewing on the cord. You know? He tried to, it's like a garden hose. He's holding the Ethernet cable, and it's building up inside. And any minute now, he might let it go. But until then, we're going to run out of pixels on him. Every time he shows up to one of these horrific StreamYard shows, and that part does have to stop, by the way. More so than destroying the Dabbleverse, I want to destroy the StreamYardiverse. I need StreamYard to die. This is the ugliest thing. Every time I see one of these layouts, the QR code, I need a show of hands, because I know there are people who are watching this right now. Probably they're mad because they think I'm here to make fun of their guy, Patrick Melton, which, by the way, give it a year and you will also be making fun of Patrick Melton. I won't be. I will still like him, but you give it a little bit of time, all these guys are going to flip on him. So I don't know what they're so pissed about right now. Oh, he's the one guy you're not allowed to say a joke about? Anyway, the people who are here for that purpose, I need a show of hands. Who scans the code? Okay? Who's taking out the phone and doing one of these numbers at their other screen like a psychopath? There needs to be, we need to start institutions again, asylums. Bring back asylums. Guys, throw that in Project JK Ultra, okay? Research and development. We need some bring back asylums signs going on, all right? We need specific asylums just for the people who are scanning digital QR codes. What are you doing? Holding it up to a mirror? How do you even manage? I don't know how you do it. Who's doing it? We've got a hand in the there's a guy named Lego putting his hand up in the audience. Okay, so he scans. Do it right now. I dare you. I double dog dare you to scan this.
All right, sounds good. This is Aaron talking about the letters that he's getting. You know, his sentencing is
Anyway,
Wednesday.
Every time Mersh shows up to one of these stupid StreamYard things, he's the only guy who looks like all of his shit is completely fucked up. This, I don't know if we'll play it. This thing ends with Mersh. Patrick gives him a moment to do his plugs, and Mersh says, yeah, am I doing a show tonight? Maybe if my internet comes back. How are you here? What the fuck is this Ghost in the Shell shit going on where you're in the machine? Like, how are you on the stream right now if your internet is gone? I don't even understand this.
He's got to go before the court, answer for these revenge porn bullshit charges.
Did you get your letter in, Mersh? Aaron has said you guys are buddies before.
Also, hey, puppet guy. Here's my problem with the puppet. I don't know the puppet's name. Okay?
Tukey.
I didn't want to know.
I'm sorry.
I swear to God, I'm going to stick my head in a microwave until I forget that information. I hate that I now know the puppet's name. Tukey. And I've seen a clip or something scrolling through Twitter of Tukey. And no, I'm going back to the puppet. I can't do it. That's too gay. There's a certain threshold of cute you're not allowed to cross in my book. So I've seen a clip of it, and he's just doing talk soup, I guess, which, by the way, is what you, all right, look, if you guys don't remember Talk Soup, all of these podcasts doing this, the whole reason for a screen over your shoulder is Talk Soup. They would show a talk show over the host's shoulder, then the talk show host would stop the clip and make fun of it. Sound familiar? Does that sound like anything you've ever heard of? So everybody's doing Talk Soup. I loved Talk Soup growing up, okay? I didn't even watch talk shows, but I watched Talk Soup. And then he's like just straight up doing the background from Talk Soup. It's like, that's too close. You know, we're all doing it. You don't get to be that. And then what does a puppet have to do with it? How did a puppet get involved? Listen, maybe there's lore. Maybe there's deep, interesting, good lore.
I got excited.
I doubt it.
Very
I
excited
doubt
to
it.
see all of
Yeah.
this.
Right.
Yeah, I doubt it too. But maybe. I'm never going to learn it. I could never, ever figure it out. Did he set up a green screen at the library? Someone says. I love that comment. I know exactly what that means, and I love it. But let's talk about the puppet for a second, okay? Because I'm never going to do a puppet show. Here's my problem with the puppet. Look at me. Look at what's going on here at PodAwful for 2 seconds and tell me you don't know that I could maybe enjoy a puppet. Okay? A puppet's not out of the realm of possibility for a fella like me. I like a puppet. A creative puppet. Nice. This is not a creative puppet. This is Oscar the Grouch. Number one, if your puppet looks like a Muppet, that's stealing. That's a copyright claim, and I hope Henson flags your entire YouTube channel. But number two, why the puppet? There has to be a reason for the puppet. And am I correct? Because I remember from the Hackamania episode, they had the puppet, right? And it was a guy wearing a wrestling, a Mexican wrestler mask, right?
Yeah.
Which, of course, we can't escape wrestling with these freaks. So, if your whole point of the puppet is you want to be anonymous, you better give me a reason you picked puppet over cartoon image, mask, anything, just not showing anything, just having no physical presence, whatever. I need a reason for puppet, because otherwise I do start thinking that you're trying to appeal to children, which is a strange thing to do when you're covering Stuttering John, a thing that that specifically and only appeals to middle-aged to elderly men. How do I know? My dad's 80 and he's watching Kumia. So this is new. One day my dad's going to go, "You watch that puppet show on YouTube?" And I'm going to go, so I need a reason for the puppet. I could like the puppet. I need a reason for the puppet, and I need you doing good puppetry. Okay? Puppetry of the penis. You ever see that? Now that's puppetry. The guy turned it into a wristwatch. It looked just like one. I couldn't tell the time, but I knew it was half past the freckle. So, okay, the puppet guy, his puppet is always at a fucking angle of the dangle here, right? Nobody gives a shit about this, I know, but it bothers me. Every time I see this puppet, he's coming in diagonal across the screen. And I get it. This fucking show is 4 hours long. This poor guy, I hope they're paying him in super chats or something, because his hand is going to be Nick Rekieta blue by the time he takes this puppet off from hanging it in the air there. So I'm assuming that the angle is because he's like trying to rest his arm and keep it as comfortable as possible. You need a new setup. You need something else. Do this with the camera. There's no reason not to. You're not appearing. And I assume it's also because he's trying to stay just out of camera but not have to worry about it too much. You have an adult audience. If we see a little peek of your shoulder or your head, we know the puppet's not real. Okay? You're not going to break the illusion too much if we happen to catch a glimpse. It's not like Sesame Street where the children are going to have some questions for mommy and daddy at the end of the program. So I'm going to need some more work done with and by the way, the ping of the microphone in front, that's funny. Okay, that's cute. I like that. Putting him in front of the steel toe sign, fine. It's the diagonal. It's the puppet at all. It's the puppet at all. You go into any of these communities. You go into any of these communities, they all have a puppet show guy. What is that? How is that happening? You would think of anybody, I'd be the puppet show guy, right? The fact that you come here and you are not treated to constant puppetry is a miracle. I mean, look at me, obviously. And we did a Mersh and Royce puppet episode, but it was like one bit. You know?
They were good puppets too. Little foam things you made. They were great.
Oh, I could make a puppet. I could do amazing things with puppets. You're lucky that my desk isn't a puppet, Pee-wee's Playhouse style, where it suddenly opens up its eyes and talks to me every once in a while. Oh, hello there. We got Waldorf in here. Who's Waldorf?
Jax.
Oh, Jax. All right, Jax, what do you want? I'm assuming Urquit brought you in here.
I figured he might have some input on the puppet.
That's a good point.
He's known.
That's a good point.
Yeah.
So our henchman Jax here, he's sort of a puppet guy. Jax, what do you got? Can you talk? You've been sitting there. Did you just drag him in at random? You didn't actually check in with him, Urquit, and now he's not there?
Just went. I went in there 2 minutes ago.
Why is he not talking?
He was there.
Why is he not talking?
I don't know.
Okay. See ya. Bye. Anyway, the puppet just bothers me. This puppet thing bothers me. I would love for somebody to go all out, full stop, full throttle effort on puppet. They got a full on puppet podcast, but you better have a good reason for it. There better be a thing that puppets can do that you can't do otherwise. And you're pulling out all the stops for that one. Okay? Because otherwise, we're going to have a problem. The fact that I now see Mersh talking to a puppet like he's a totally normal man and that this is fine, it's honestly vile.
Did you write a letter?
It's my understanding that the only people who confirmed to have sent in letters are Keanu, Gino, and his mommy.
Well, it's interesting you say that because the letters become public in the record.
He just
and
had
the only one that's
the puppet just had to scratch the guy's nose, by the way. Did you see that? He like went off camera for a second. There's got to be another way.
Interesting you say that because the letters.
What is the other hand doing?
He might be one-handed. That might be a sign.
Become public in the record, and the only one that's come out is the one from his mom.
Ouch.
There's no other like. He said there's so many.
What is going on?
But he can only mention letters from two people, Gino and Keanu. But we have not.
Okay, so this is interesting. So I guess Aaron is going back to court either tomorrow or the next day. Patrick's going to be there, which I think is fun and cool. That's cute. And I hope he's got some good footage of Aaron doing a duty walk outside, you know. Aaron's kind of like Mersh in that way where they both walk like there's a huge turd going all the way up through their tubes. I hope he gets something good out of it, but here's my problem with the Aaron thing is, I've been loving this thing where you can just pay $50 and get out of revenge porn. I was like, oh shit, that's worth it. I'm going to start sending revenge porn everywhere. $50, that's it. Now they're saying, not so fast, Aaron. I guess he might go to jail or something. I don't know exactly what's going on now, but he might end up having to pay more or going to jail for 12 years or something. They're saying he's breaking his conditions and that he's been talking about Kayla. Now, of course, what's really happening is the NLO audience just keeps sending in super chats to him about Kayla. He's like,
that's what it is.
Yeah,
that's what it is.
He's trying to do everything he can to not talk about it. But of course, it's impossible to do the type of show he does and not have that happen. Now, I'm not saying that he shouldn't go to jail I'm not saying it's not his fault. It's his fault, and he should go to jail forever.
Throw the book at him.
My issue with this entire thing is, remember, I had some conditions for Aaron of my own. And what the fuck just happened? Sorry, hang on a second. I just completely... Whoa, what is going on? I just completely lost my browser there for a second. That was crazy. All right. So anyway, I had some conditions for Aaron. And those conditions were, Aaron said that he was going to buy one of my Nick Rekieta mugshot t-shirts. And then he didn't do it. And I was like, yeah, that's a great idea. And the Nick one doesn't mention Kayla, so he can do it legally. It's fine. Well, he never did. He had till yesterday. The t-shirts ran their course. They are now gone. A lot of people bought the what I call the Rekieta family mugshot t-shirts. Well, sorry, I left out a member of the family. And because Aaron didn't buy one, I am now selling, and everybody was asking for this, I am now selling the Aaron Imholte mugshot t-shirt. Ladies and gentlemen, another win for the toe is the name of the shirt. Here you go. Here's your first look at it. What an amazing design this is. It's beautiful. It's beautiful.
I already bought one.
It's subtle and yeah, bro, I just put this up right before the show. Chris already managed to grab one. I think what I find most beautiful about it is its subtlety. I can't wait to see these go up on the bootleg websites. Here's another win for the toe. You can find this over at PodAwful.shop. Take a look at that. It says another win for the toe, and then it says your boy didn't do too bad, did he? He's got a blinged out necklace. He's got his tarantula controlling his thoughts. You suck. It says you suck on it. Goal met 100 out of 100, which is pretty cool. He cannot stop winning. This guy cannot stop winning.
Shout outs.
So
what's the message say on his phone?
I'll tell you. So here's my issue with the jail sentence tomorrow or whatever's going to happen. My original idea for the shirt was the mugshot. He's holding up a little iPhone, and it says on there, it's a Cash App with a request from Stearns County that says $50, please. And that was going to be the original idea for it. But number one, because I'm so mad at Aaron for not buying the shirt, that wasn't mean enough. And number two, now anything could happen. It could be a ton more money than it was originally, and we don't know what the result is going to be. So the timing on this could not have been worse. Today was the day the shirt was supposed to come out, and then I found out he's going back. So instead, what I put on the screen, it's the Nick and Kayla and Ape three-way kiss picture where they're all wearing pink and Nick's got on guy liner, but it's just cutting off the faces for legal reasons. And instead, he's got a notification at the top that says, message from Stearns County Court, hey, you got to come back here real quick. It says. So, pretty good.
Hell yeah.
Yeah. Pretty good. You can find that over at podawful.shop. There's the main page there. Right there. That's a limited edition. That's going to go up for... I don't even know what today's date is. Let me see. How long is this going to be?
23rd.
It's the 23rd? All right. I'll give this till maybe the 7th. Maybe the 7th. Somewhere in there. I don't know. About 2 weeks or something. We'll give that. You can find that over there. So anyway... I was very excited to hear that there's still a chance, along with everyone else, there's still a chance that Aaron may see the inside of a jail cell. Evergreen, they say. It is a good, I could just have these shirts up forever, but I want to do a limited run because I got a bunch of other shit I want to put out soon. He ain't wigga as Jesse, they say in the chat room. I love how Aaron looks like he's mid shit. Well, the really nice thing about the image, his mugshot image is, it's sort of a this man style blank expression where you could read any emotion into it. It's like that famous cinema experiment thing they did where they just show a person with a blank face, but the image they show before that changes your feeling on their expression. And so when I put the image of his ex-wife kissing his ex-boyfriend on the phone, all of a sudden you read that as a pained expression of, I can't believe This happened to me. I've been horrifically cucked. I drank all that goo for nothing. Anyway, PodAwful.shop. All right, so let's go into a little bit more of this video here. So Mersh shows up. They're best friends now. The MERSHES are best friends, okay? They bond over Vegas. They bond over Florida. They bond the most over super tips.
Welcome to the Dabbleverse officially, you big ugly slob.
Yeah.
Now say.
So this is, by the only way anyone says anything bad to Mersh is through the super tips. So they've got the AI voice calling a big ugly slob. This is their way of like appeasing people, you know, but it's also their way of advertising super tips. This is what's going to happen.
It with me, supertip.g Mersh.
We're gonna get Mersh on super tips. We're gonna work it out.
Well,
I released this clip. It hurt our relationship because a clip came out. There was an old clip right after we were talking nice. I
literally was like, yeah, maybe I'll join super tips. And then one of my listeners was like, you believe this fucking guy? And I'm like, well, no, I'm gonna look like an idiot if I jump on super.
It was a months old show, and the clip just happened to drop. And it was
Whoopsie. Okay, so let me explain here, all right? Mersh, remember the Hackamania episode? I showed you Mersh covering it, and Mersh was so worried. He kept saying, Patrick, I'm going to take this down afterward. Patrick's going to, fuck you, Patrick. Fuck you, I won't do what you tell me. He was in a rage. He was in his room. He had his headphones on. And he was like, rocking back and forth in the corner. With a picture of Patrick Melton going, I'll play this if I want to. And then the second the stream was over, he privated it, right? But I still had the link, so we watched it. Well, I guess it got back to Melton that Mersh was really, really concerned that his episode was going to get taken down. So Melton's like, I wasn't going to fucking report your shit. Of course not. Yeah, I don't care. The show's already over. You know, everybody already bought the tickets. The show is over. Who cares at this point? And then I think what it really was he wanted the footage of Mersh talking about it so he could cover it. And by the way, probably also so that he could make fun of Mersh. Okay, so this opens up a line of communication between Mersh and Patrick. Now remember, Mersh hates Patrick. We saw that at the beginning of the episode. But now, Mersh is such an he's a soft touch. Most goons are. Where you give him the time of day, you treat him with the tiniest crumb of dignity. And he's like, I guess we're best friends. Can I buy you a steak? And is there anything I can do for you inside of the bounds of Florida? I can get anything. Anything you could think of. Something off of Amazon. It's yours. So a pallet of concrete. You got it. So how do you feel about coleslaw? So now they're talking. And this starts cooking Mersh's little noggin. And he's realized, Mersh has been getting broker and broker over the years. It's been getting real tough out there for him. In fact, it's been getting so hard for him that Patrick actually made fun of him for this not that long ago. In fact, 1 month ago, the very clip that they're mentioning right here, this came out 1 month ago. And this almost ruined their entire relationship because Patrick is making fun of Mersh for being broke.
When have I ever begged for money?
When have I ever begged for money is what Mersh just said.
Which I think, we did an episode about this exact same clip, and I think that was probably the exact same thing that everyone said to it, including me. By the way, double cuck chair, double content cuck chair. Patrick's in Mersh's lap right now.
When have I ever begged for money? Is what Mersh just said.
When have I ever begged for money on this show?
Name one time.
The Spurgs that hate me think I'm as plugged into the fucking internet as they are.
All right, it was a year ago now.
I'm truly not on the weekends. On the weekend, that's Daddy Mersh's time. I don't fucking care about internet drama. I don't care about Spurgs. I don't care about you lie.
By the way, Patrick also calls himself Daddy.
It's like, go enjoy.
And then it says, for the past month, Mersh has been streaming every single night, including weekends.
The outdoors. Go live your life. It's spring, for fuck's sake. It's Easter weekend. What did we do tonight? Like, I don't even think we did good numbers tonight. We didn't. Wow. We did white boy numbers.
So imagine, you're Mersh. You're sitting there. You're cooking up a scheme inside your head. Maybe I should join Patrick Melton's super tips thing so I can start making money. And then the next day, this clip comes out where Patrick Melton's like, "You're broke and you stink. You're the dumbest, fattest, gayest idiot I've ever known."
White boy summer numbers. I have to play that.
What is white boy summer?
Okay, what is white boy summer?
Ah! Whoa!
Nice.
Whoa!
Because he's gonna start saying that a lot.
Fluffer and fuckatash.
We did white boy summer
Heavens to Murgatroyd.
numbers.
That is
It's me, Patrick Melton.
a rule. We did get over 200 tonight, but it was this is pretty shitty. You guys fucking suck dick. And
Oh, that's Angie's video. Shout out to Angie. Patrick is playing Angie's edit here.
I appreciate.
Hey, wait a sec. Okay, hang on. So Patrick makes fun of Mersh. Then he starts using Angie's clips to make fun of her. Okay, I mean, this is a little... And didn't I try to get Mersh to come on my show a few months ago to make fun of Aaron? And there was a whole kerfuffle about... This is starting to get a little familiar.
Appreciate you for sucking dick.
If
It's not covering donkey lips levels of familiar. Tommy NC 2010, a literal, like, nobody... autistic guy from YouTube. It's not that level. I have autism. Of familiar. I can't help it. Well, there's something.
they don't get money, you guys suck dick. How cool you are in my eyes,
which, by the way, are in different rooms,
depends on whether or not you give me money.
Friday night is barely fucking 200. What are we doing? Like, what are we doing?
What are we doing?
It's like, you wonder where Aaron Imholte gets it. It's like there's a group of these guys who like sit and pout on their show.
Now, this guy in chat says, dude, Melton is terrified of PodAwful. That's crazy to say. What does that even mean? Listen, all of these people, including me, we're just jokemen, okay? We're blue collar, working class, roll up your sleeves, get inside your moon base, jokemen, and put your puppet on, jokemen. Okay, there's nothing to be scared. Now, Mersh is terrified. Mersh isn't funny. Mersh is a scared little baby. And that's why it's so funny to make fun of him. That's why it's so bizarre to me that they did not make fun of him for the entirety of the time he was on with them. Like, listen, even if you do the whole we're friends now routine with somebody, you have to, for the sake of the audience, for the sake of your own psyches, you have to relieve the pressure and do a little tit for tat, a little back and forth, a little... Hey, we said some stuff before, but hey, you're still a big fat cross-eyed retard, huh? Yeah. Yeah. And you got to make him like sort of prostrate himself where he looks like an absolute doofus for going on your show. But at the same time, you kind of make him look better by going, but we don't hate him, huh? We love him, don't we, folks? You have to do that move. Otherwise, there's something really gross going on. Okay? This is a level of everyone playing pretend that only belongs in a kindergarten. Episodes of Barney contain less pretend than this. And I'm saying this again about a show that does have a puppet in it. But so now Melton's pretending Mersh was actually always good and funny, and they were just having just all a good time. And now Mersh is pretending like he didn't think Patrick Melton was a pedophile. A thing he said.
About money. I'm sorry, are you pouting right now? What is this energy?
Okay,
What are we doing, buddy?
Whoa.
I got cats circling me. Yeah, this suck dick. tonight. I'm glad we didn't even do UFC stuff.
I'm glad we didn't. You didn't deserve UFC stuff. I'm glad we didn't do UFC stuff. I'm glad we didn't waste it on a $200 night. Huh?
You guys.
Okay, so let me go to this.
Glad. I'm glad.
We made $82 tonight. We didn't.
I don't know why, man. I don't know why. You haven't. You designed your whole look for a chat to be on screen.
Somebody said, so a guy named Word Salad in chat says, nobody is scared of PodAwful. And then someone else replies, if that's true, please call in. Ladies and gentlemen, you can call into the show. PodAwful.com/cult. Tell me how not scared you are through Discord. I know you're using Discord. I know you are. You've got it. PodAwful.com/cult. Join our Discord. You join the call-in channel. We'll bring you in. You can say whatever you like.
Is this a cult if I ever heard one? Yes, it is. It's a cult. I mean, it's the cult of cult.
We'd love to have you. Okay, yeah, call in. Absolutely call in.
And then Jesse PS made so much fun of you, you had to hide your chat because they were clowning on you. And then you replaced it all with a giant QR code. And you never bothered designing a new backdrop or anything. You never put, you're like Aaron Imholte. You never put anything into your show. The thing about MERSHES too, he's funny.
Wow.
Okay.
Whoa. Funny look. Come on.
Now, remember, this is around the time that they're court-shipping each other. They're going around, they're doing the dog park asshole sniff on each other, trying to figure, no, it's uneasy. Nobody's quite sure, but give it a few minutes and one of them's going to start humping the other one for sure. Buffalo humping.
But he's lazier than all get out. Aaron's lazy and not funny.
Oh, the guy's too chicken to call in. Chicken jockey, they're saying in the chat room. Yeah.
Jockey.
Okay, well, there is now officially one person that is terrified of PodAwful. His name is Word Salad.
So, he's double fucked. But somehow Aaron makes more money than Mersh.
Whoa. Mouth sounds, add that to the list.
The fact is, Mersh is far funnier than Aaron. That's just
okay. You know what? That is true. That is the point. I see the point he's making here now. Okay, that's true. That's true.
It's true. Objectively.
Oh,
same
the word
guy.
Yeah.
Man, what do you do? Is there just some sort of Build-A-Mersh out there you can go to? You get to pick your own stuffing for it. How much stuffing? Someone went a little extra with the stuffing on this one, I suppose, but we're going to get less stuffed by August for sure. You get to pick the voice lines inside of it, how cross-eyed you want it.
We hit $100. That makes me want to just.
But it is sad to watch Mersh just wallow.
Mersh is funnier because fat equals funny, they say in the chat. That's true.
In pity about money.
If you get Melton to talk about PodAwful, it's always, Jesse's a good guy. He's been around a long time. I have no problem with him. Haha. Yeah, but all those things are true. I just said all that stuff about Melton. Does that mean I'm scared of Melton? I am scared of Melton, actually. Now what? I'm terrified of the power of Patrick Melton because he holds in his hands the keys to using AITTS. It's never been done before. Super tips. Do people even know what super tips is? This is the whole point I'm trying to make with this is the super tip thing. Do people know what super tips is? My guys might not know.
I feel like maybe people don't get that. It's almost the same thing as Dick Masterson's new project 2. How he got people onto that and they were very much a captured or captive clientele.
You're definitely you're jumping ahead of me here, but yes, 100%. That's exactly what I was going to bring up. Let me explain it real quick for those who don't know. Super tips is a thing that Patrick and his Scott developed, and really his Scott developed it. His Scott's a lot more useful than my Scott. My Scott, mostly what he does is go to Vietnam and get creepy with Bones. And his Scott builds him a money-making platform. Okay. So his Scott built him this thing called Super Tips. It's like any of these other super chat bullshit services where you get to hear your words said on the show. Oh, my name and my words and my money. All of my money is on the screen. So it's just another super chat thing. TTS. How many fucking AI TTS things are there out there now? It's one of those, except you get to pick your AI guys and you get to make them, if you are on the platform, you get to make them your goons, basically. Which means, since the only people using this shit are other Dabbleverse guys, it's basically all the same ones. You go to any of these shows, they might have like one or two other guys on there, but it's Aaron Imholte. It's never Nick Rekieta somehow. That might not be true. I might be wrong about that. It's never Kayla Rekieta somehow. Ape might be on there. Who else? Chad Zumick might be on there. Stuttering John. The Dabbleverse guys. It's the puppet. The puppet is on there. Somehow.
There's no way.
Yeah, the puppet's on there. And then when it pops up on screen, it looks just like a super chat, except it's got the guy's face and you hear their voice. And somehow the puppet, when he pops up, his mouth doesn't move. Oversight? I don't know. Lazy? Maybe. But that's Super Tips. And basically, if you want to be on it, either Patrick has to invite you or you have to ask to be a part of it. I've never been asked. Now, maybe that's because I have a very anti-super chat stance. I don't know. Or maybe they just don't care. But here's the thing about the super chat thing. I obviously hate super chats. I think it does take up too much time. I think it does hurt the stream. This little piggy episode we're watching is 4 hours long. Half of that is super chats, which sounds great if you're the guy making the money. Sure. I get it. Totally get it. It's free money. That's all it is. Free money. It's hard to say no to. If you need the money, especially, it's hard to say no to. Mersh needs that money. So obviously that's why he's been eyeballing the super tips. The other reason is because his eyeballs just tend to wander that way. Is it like, when I do that, if I say the word I in a Mersh sentence, you know exactly where it's going. And yet every time you're like, tee, yes, we enjoy the cross-eyedness of Mersh. Isn't that special? So the super tip system, though, you basically have to be cool with Patrick to some degree in order to be on it. I talked to, who was it? Quadfather about this. Quadfather has super tips, but Quadfather hates Patrick Melton. I went, that's kind of interesting. I was like, so do you still make fun of Patrick Melton on your show? He's like, oh, yeah, totally. I still make fun of him. I was like, really? When was the last time you did an episode making fun of him? He was like, and it has this chilling effect, And I don't think Patrick would do anything. I don't think he'd kick you off of there. I don't think he would care. But there is an element of, I better be nice. Like, the guy is providing you with free money. You don't dislike him now. It's that simple.
It's the implication.
It's the implication. Dick Masterson built New Project 2. It had a chilling effect. Josh Moon, who owned Kiwi Farms, shut down all anti-Dick Masterson threads that were posted because he was on New Project 2. Mr. Medicare didn't make fun of Dick Masterson for being a lolly and a lolly cow, because they were on, he was on New Project 2, and so on, and so on, and so on. And as a matter of fact, Kiwi Farms itself, how many times has it been called a troll shield for Josh Moon? That's what these things are. Even if it's not the intended goal, that is the Mersh effect. We started talking about this fucking 5 years ago on this show. Mersh started getting all these guys in his circle, promoting them on Nightwave so that they wouldn't make fun of him like everybody else does. Now, that was the intended goal when Mersh did it, so it's different. It's not the intended. Patrick Melton's intended goal here is to make money, but to be willing to sink to the level of making money with Mersh and Quadfather, by the way. That might be worse.
That is worse.
That might be 1,000 times worse to sink to that level. You can't need the money that bad. Here's how I know Mersh's audience is fake. That's no money. You're not going to earn very much off it. It can't be worth it. I think he makes 10% off of all super chats or all super tips. I believe that's the amount, is they make 10% off of it, which I got that third hand. I might be wrong. But what is 10% of zero? Because Mersh doesn't have an audience. Who's going to send these? And so that is why Mersh is now entering the Dabbleverse. That's why he's now a part of it. He needs to make that Dabbleverse super chat money. It's free. It's just free. Patrick doing this though. Listen, you can make every excuse you want to make. You can say, "Oh, it has nothing to do with, trying to make people nice to you." But we're watching them now be nice and not make fun of Mersh. The weirdest part here is actually Mersh is trying to join Super Tips, and the result of that is they're being nice to Mersh. Not that Mersh is now being nice to Patrick. I mean, that part is weird too, but it's very strange. The whole thing is just very strange bedfellows, which, by the way, is also what Mersh used to be when he slept at Royce's.
I feel like I deserve to sit here in shame.
I mean, you haven't changed it. Again, he put these fireworks up for New Year's Eve 2023. He hasn't taken them down since. He actually recently said we're going to be...
Someone says Patrick is just being nice to Mersh. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's the point I'm making here. Isn't that odd? And by the way, you don't have to be mean to him. That's not what I'm saying. But you have to keep making fun of him. You cannot jerk the wheel mid fucking drift. And we're just now fine with this. Everybody, and the audience, I mean, the comments here, love to see Mersh in the mix. Lovable goof. A Mersh and Patty Melt friendship feels like PB&J. Mersh was good on the show, was able to laugh at himself. And here's the thing. At first I'm thinking, well, maybe these are just like Mersh sent his guys over to make himself look better. He does this. It makes sense. He sends his audience over to make himself look better. And that is definitely true to a degree, but a lot of these are people who are members on the Nobody Likes Onions YouTube channel. These are paying people. Now, so I thought, well, that undoes it. There's no way then that these are just ROTC guys who are trying to AstroTurf for Mersh. But I did find one who signed up to be a member for Patrick Melton's thing. It's Danny Saint. You guys know Danny Saint, the wrestler guy that Mersh is in love with? There's no way he was a fucking Nobody Likes Onions member a week ago. So he signed up to make it look legit. He says, one of my favorite episodes of TLP ever. Amazing chemistry all around. Well done. Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? So he's the biggest This Little Piggy fan. That's what he's been watching. The wrestler guy that's best friends with Mersh. Are you fucking kidding me? It's just sick. It's just sick because now the Dabbleverse guys, or at least the Nobody Likes Onions guys, all are going to pretend like they loved Mersh the whole time. And they're going, here's what's going to happen. They're going to pretend, and I'm sure people are already even saying it, they're going to pretend this is some sort of redemption arc for Mersh.
Ugh.
Okay.
The hero's journey.
Good luck. Good luck with that one. Because remember how Mersh treated Rumble. Remember how Mersh... how many bridges has Mersh burnt at this
All
point?
of them.
Every single... The only bridge that isn't burned is with Royce. That's the
Well,
only
he's trying to.
What do you mean?
Well, that bridge has a trust fund, so...
He's Royce has been obviously upset with him over the last several months.
Someone's claiming that the NLO comment section is botted, basically. They're saying it's filled with comments posting the same 5 comments. I don't think that's true. The super tip system will make any AI voice they want. And this is another thing. Like, one day the hammer's coming down on this system. This whole AI voice thing, that's revenge porn.
Right.
All right?
Making a man say something he didn't say on the internet, basically.
You're going to be lucky to be paying $50 to get away with this one, Pat.
I've been thinking that about Fish Tank doing it too.
Yeah. Fish Tank does the TTS thing. Yeah, Fish Tank has the fucking exact same thing.
They use a very popular voice that's based off of a voice actor from one of the Elder Scrolls games, the guard that says, "Stop, criminal scum."
I mean, forget that. They've got Donald Trump on there. I mean, they've got a lot of people on there. Yeah.
Right.
They're just one guy complaining away from it, and so is Patrick.
Of course. Well, it's not complaining, it's suing. And a law is going to be made. If it's not already in the fucking books now, if it's not on the way, it's going to be made. You're going like this is going to get crazy. It's going to get bad. And hey, make your money while you can. I'm not saying don't do it, by the way. I just like with revenge porn, I think you should legally be allowed to, AI make anyone do anything you want, except for children, Patrick. Okay, no more thought experiments. All right, we don't need to be thinking about anything. We don't need to figure out the parameters on any. I'm just kidding. But, and I don't think people were saying as the show began, the Mapton effect and stuff. He's not a fucking pet. He made a joke. It's so dumb. I'll tell you who's really dumb when it comes to that is Mersh. Because this is the craziest part. This is what Patrick is having to forgive in order to allow Mersh onto his platform.
I'm of the opinion.
Okay, so watch this. What you're about to see is a man. You tell me how I did this. Tell me how I did this to this guy in 5 minutes. We're going to let this play, I hope. You know me. I'll interrupt it. Watch how it starts. I'm of the opinion, very legal-minded,
that Patrick Melton is a legitimate danger to children.
Anyway, can I work for you, please? Please let me work for you. I want to be on the same team as you.
Yeah. So hyperbolic, like a legitimate danger to children.
Someone has to say something. This is, ladies and gentlemen, the end of the Dabbleverse. It's here. Here, the fucking destructor of the Dabbleverse, and he's joining it.
Take that for what you mean it for.
That's not a sentence or doesn't mean nothing.
Take that.
Take that for what you mean it for.
For what you mean it for. Okay. Now, for a minute, I thought, he had a weed stroke. He just misspoke.
Oh, really? Oh, the strokes. Remember, you would think they would make fun of the strokes.
That for what you mean it for. Okay. Now, nobody expects him to be like educated and speak well, but take that for what you mean it for. Again, I thought he misspoke, but believe it or not, he says it again in a minute. So he thinks that's a real saying.
Oh, I believe it.
He thinks that's like a way to sign off something cool you say. Take that for what
on with the rants.
You mean it for. Take that for what you mean it for.
One or two. Somebody says 1 or 2 jokes is whatever. A 5-minute clip is sus. He also made an AI voice named after Aaron's daughter and made it say dirty shit. Well, he didn't make it say that shit. People paid to make it say that stuff. It was the chat room, one of you guys, that made it. He's not making it say this stuff, right? Maybe I'm wrong. You might know something I don't. I don't give a shit about that. Because here's my guess is Aaron showed his kids on stream or he talked about the kid. He probably talked about the kid. If you talk about him, fair game. I don't know. That for me, those are the rules of the road. Maybe I'm wrong.
I'm not saying he molests kids. I'm not saying he. What I'm saying is just based on his already established pattern of behavior towards Aaron Imholte's children.
That one time he looked up the photos Aaron put up to rub it in Nick's face. Pattern established.
His fascination with them. It's very 1 hour photo. That I'm not saying in
That's a fucking what a reference. Everybody
Weird
remembers
pull.
that one. Yeah, very strange.
way. Look, I want to make it clear. I am not saying that.
The cup holder joke was I don't know what the cup holder joke is. Saying the cup holder joke was never appropriate. What does that mean? Does anybody know what the cup holder joke is? That's what they said in the chat.
Nope.
Okay. Well, me neither. So
Patrick Melton is a child molester. I'm not saying that.
okay. Well, anyway, we're friends. Anyway, we're the best of friends now. Let me help this guy make
Thanks,
money.
buddy.
Let's make money together, you and me.
Patrick Melton is a child rapist, or he's ever acted on his impulses. What I am saying is that I am of the belief, based on the things I've observed of his own behavior, that Patrick Melton is a general danger to children.
A generic one, an all-around not a rapist, a murderer and rapist and thief of children. It's just a generic style of danger. It's all of the forms of danger. When you hear a knock at the door, you think that's a pedophile? No, Skylar, that's me. I'm Patrick Melton. I am the danger.
Okay, so he's another one of these guys too. I want to point out that constantly confuses the words general and genuine. I think in a minute he flubs it even worse. So watch for that. It's fun.
Hey, can you wake up a little bit, please?
If I had a 10-year-old daughter,
Big if.
Not possible.
Nope, never happening.
And I was taking her to school through the back way, through the woods that I found with my gun and my fanny pack bug out bag.
and Patrick Melton was my next door neighbor, I
couldn't afford it. Never happening.
Would be taking extra precautions to ensure that my daughter never crosses paths with him. Now,
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, bring this man on to Super Tips. We need him there. He's like the most valuable member of the team.
what does that mean?
All right, so let's go back. So now they're talking about the Super Tips here, right?
Come on.
It's a
As
fish
long as
line.
you promise not to cancel me if fucking Gabe Hoffman asks.
You can get a Gabe Hoffman voice. We'll drive him fucking nuts.
We'll talk this weekend.
Can you please give us?
So again, all Mersh wanted from all of this was to get on that Super Tips thing. It almost didn't happen. Again, because of the clip I was showing you earlier. Here is actually Patrick discussing this very fact. Take a look at this. I think this is it.
Wait, we need the button. We haven't done this. It's been so long since we
He
could
does drop the N-word a lot.
do this. It's been so long since I could do this.
We want to taste the title.
Dilligaff saying, don't do it. Am I gonna? Oh, shut up, Dilligaff. Guys, salute. You say we have a nice Friday night show. How is everybody? You guys doing good? I ran to the store, did a little food shopping, come back into the house, did everything I needed.
Someone says Moody gives off a very scary, evil energy. Yeah, that's why I know
He does.
That's why I know he's NLO's Scott, by the way. Same energy. There's a darkness there for sure. I don't know if it's just because he's Muslim or if it's because he's even worse, Kiwi. But there is something going on horrifically. There's actually nothing going on behind those eyes. That's why it's so scary. You look
Soulless.
it's like staring
doll.
into the abyss. Yeah, doll's eyes. Fucking, he's shark faced for sure. There's something horrific going on there. He's gotten up to something. He used those AI voices to do something bad. Look at that smile. Now that's a very, you go like this.
Oh,
Go like this. Seems like a nice smile. Bright white. Seems like he's got a lot of things to be happy about. And then you go like this. Ooh, boy. You put a hijab on this lady, and suddenly it's like Mr. Beast, He's never smiling with his eyes. He always looks like there's a gun being pointed to the back of his head, and maybe there should be. I'm talking about Mr. Beast, not this guy. Mr. Beast. Mr. Beast will never see this. Okay? But this guy will. So I'm not talking about this guy when I talk about the gun. But Mr. Beast. Imagine I'm in a standoff with a Mexican standoff with Mr. Beast and Patrick Melton's Hispanic Muslim guy. Who wins? Who wins?
Do you get to fight in a gravel pit, like on your terms, or are you on their turf?
I can't even talk about the gravel pit anymore. You guys are going to be freaked out. We've got something upcoming on the show with Misfit Patriot. Woo! Oh my God. We can't do gravel pit stuff anymore very soon here. Trust me on that.
To ensure that I don't need to do jack shit tomorrow. That is the goal. Plenty of other stuff to get into tonight. But most importantly, I'm getting drunk tonight. Oh, that feels so good in my belly. I can feel the burn in my belly. Now I know I was always so cold.
He took 30 days off of drinking, and now he's drinking again.
Okay, so remember when that was happening? That's how old this clip is here.
So I'm not going to go fucking nuts tonight, but God.
What was that, like a month ago?
Josh Stritch said, Mersh, are you contractually obligated to defend Melton and Nick in order to get super tips? I'm only defending Nick. No, I'm not getting super tips. I don't have super tips. Super tips isn't a part of my program. You know what? You might have missed the show the other night, Josh Stritch, but I was considering doing super tips. I shit you not. I really was. I'm actually like, oh yeah, Pat and I have been cool. Let's be cool with each other.
I want to be cool. I want to fix it. I actually sent Mersh an email last night. I was like, look, man, like that clip, even though it just went up, was like from an old show. It's not like we were talking. Because after Hackamania, we all wanted to watch his reaction to the cum stuff because we heard it was great.
Yeah. Why wouldn't you?
But he had taken that show down.
I need to hear everybody I can possibly talk about cum.
So I sent him an email. I'm like, this email is giving you permission.
Jesse, you are a sick fuck for sweeping for Mapton's pedophilic tendencies. Have you seen him jacking off to children or fucking a kid? And did I miss it? I take it back. I didn't know you guys had the evidence. If the evidence is mounted, then I take everything I said back. I would love to. Well, I don't want to see it, but don't share it with me. But if you could do the FBI style, Mr. Swirl, blur it out in certain spots where they cut out. They don't even blur it. They cut out everything that you cannot see, the forbidden parts. And then we use AI to fill them back in. Ooh, I was going to say Merston, the Melton way. We must fill it back in. Stop doing that, by the way. Can we get Jex out of here?
Critique Hackamania. Please put that video back up. Like he took it down. He said he was scared that I would strike him.
A photographic evidence. Yeah, I was being serious just then. This is the problem. You're not even an anti-pedophile guy. Like when you're this crazy about it, what you're into is pedophiles. Okay. I'm not saying you're a pedophile. You're into pedophiles at that point. The whole photographic evidence response to that. What's this guy's name? Tommy Bahama. That response, that ignores exactly what I just said. I'm making a joke. I don't want to see the evidence, obviously. Or setting up a funny bit. And that's exactly what Melton was doing. But when you hear the crumb of possibility for there to be even a little bit of pedophile on the horizon, you start salivating. This is a type of guy now. It spun out of the Christian right grifter verse where everybody thinks that they're hunting Pizzagate now. You're not. You've never caught one. I've caught them. I have actively stopped them and caught them. Okay? And then I moved on with my life because I'm not sexually attracted to the idea of pedophiles. If every dude who's ever made a joke is a pedo in your mind, you've never seen him do anything beyond the one joke. If that's a pedophile in your mind, guess what, buddy? You're a fat guy on an island seeing dancing turkey drumsticks. That's your brain doing it. That's the mirage you see at night when you close your eyes. Or You're right. And Patrick's a fucking pedophile. I don't know.
Him or copyright him or something. And I was like, you have my permission. Put it back up. And he was like, awesome, man. Thanks. And he put it back up. And we watched it, and it was very funny.
Yeah, you're sitting around watching pedo catcher channels all day, every day. Don't get me wrong. Those are entertaining sometimes. I mean, you can watch. I'm not saying you can't watch them. But I guarantee there should be a thing. There's two types of guys' hard drives you need to go through. Okay? The type of guy that this dude thinks everyone is, you need to go through there. You need to take a look at all their teraflops and see what's spinning around in there. And then you also need to take a real close look at the pedo guys' hard drives as well. The ones who are always talking about it. Everybody's a pedo. The pedo catchers, by the way. You know, Alex Rosen. I've seen him say some really fucked up shit to some of the pedophiles that he's catching. He's in the middle of doing the thing you want, catching the pedo guy. And then he's like, so how hard did your dick get looking at the pedophile? You liked it? Yeah. And that makes you come a lot? You ever seen a child squirt on camera? I literally have heard him ask that question. You watched the baby squirt. Okay, the baby squirted. Uh-huh. Uh-huh. And he's like writing it down, like remember for later or something. I don't know why. Like it's on camera. He doesn't have to, they don't need the notes. You know, the cops can just look at the footage. But he's like doing a mental map so he can figure out exactly how to decode the memory once the AI machines get good enough at that.
Because I think Mersh is funny, like genuinely.
Come on. Come on. If you're saying it compared to Aaron, fine. But come on. Okay, what's your favorite Mersh joke? Name it. Name it. Mersh's own bot fans can't name their favorite Mersh joke. I know, I've asked. Name one funny thing Mersh has ever done on purpose. It can't be done.
PodAwful one. PodAwful one.
He's a wreck, but he's a self-admitted wreck. There's nothing he doesn't say about himself.
That doesn't make it okay. You know who's a self-admitted wreck? Aaron Imholte. I mean, look, I was a bad guy. Yeah, I mean, I said, I told you guys I did all those things. Oh, okay, you're cool now. That's not how it works. That's the thing we make fun of. That's not how it works. You're not supposed to be smarter than that. You got to know. I hope this is all a bit. Maybe I'm wrong and he's setting up a big Mersh, you know. He's trying to topple him.
And he does, like, it's sad when I see
his BAM impression is pretty funny. Someone says, yeah, that one is actually.
Aaron Imholte making more money than Mersh. Mersh is funnier and more talented than Aaron Imholte. He should be making more money. And whatever.
No, the problem is neither. It's not that Mersh should make more. It's that Aaron should make less. And the only difference is Mersh isn't on YouTube. And Mersh isn't on YouTube because of his vanity. He knows that he'll have 1,000 subscribers, and that's it. Maximum. And most of those will be trolls and an accident.
What do you want to say about Super Tips? It builds community engagement. Like, it just does.
Yeah, the engagement where the community is everyone's nicer to Melton as a result.
It's better bang for your buck as an audience member, and it's far better for the creator.
No, it's not, because now you're having to fucking listen to everybody else's stupid ideas from the chat room.
There's literally no reason not to. It's so stupid.
There's no reason not to do it. There's none. Shit, I got to start sending in these super tips. I'm kind of a dummy for not giving these guys my money to say what I once said about Aaron Imholte. Or here's an alternative. You could go to the bathroom, say them into the toilet, and then flush.
Like, all these guys just get in their own way. And he was like, yeah, man, I'm thinking about it. And I was like, cool. And then he asked me about the merch store, and I was like, I don't really do that, but here's what you got to do. And then that was that.
So now Mersh is asking him for tips on how to run his business. I thought Mersh was Mr. Business, by the way. He's got employees, and why don't you get one of them to figure it out for you?
Yeah, and then I guess a couple days later, there was a Clip to the Clip channel that was from like a 2-month-old show. And so he thought I was...
Jesse's doing an ad for Super Tips. Well, I do want to be accepted into the Super Tips program, of course. Here's what I'm hoping is there's a future episode of the show where I go back on everything I'm saying and I introduce you to my new Super Tips system, supertips.gg/Mersh is a that's the only way I'll do it too, by the way. That has to be my handle on Super Tips. It has to say Patrick, it's supertips.gg/Patrick Melton thinks Mersh is unfunny and gay and fat and cross-eyed and ugly .penis.
It's like when you hijacked his promo code for the weed that time.
Talked and were kind of cool. I was making fun of him, but that wasn't the case. And like Doom charges me an arm and a leg for these clips, so I'm not going to not put up clips that Doom has made for my channel.
Super Tips Project 3. You know, we could probably just build our own one of these. Hey, Richard, can we do this? Do we know how AI works yet?
So it wasn't like an attack on him after we like...
I do. And listen, I would be into the TTS is fun. All right. It's fun in the right context. Fish tank, TTS. You're not going to see me complain about that. That's fun. That's good. That's a great place for that to be used. A guy doing IRL streaming,
yes.
TTS, it's going out over the speaker. You can make them say anything. You have it start playing bomb noises while they're in the airport. That's fun. We love that, obviously. But there needs to, the problem is all these guys who are doing it on podcasts have not come up with a creative way of doing it. I think there is a creative way to do it. And instead, you know, Patrick was just saying this about Mersh's show, that he doesn't try and he doesn't update anything and everything is lazy. It's the laziest version. But like, you know, using these pre-made layouts and templates for After Effects and stuff, like, Patrick, that's lazy too. It's a step above Mersh. Basically, it's like what he's doing right now where he's going, I mean, Mersh is better than Aaron. Okay, well, Patrick's better than Mersh. He's successful Mersh, but there's still, how much of your show is what other people are saying? How much of it is your chat room? At that point, how many terrible streamers have you seen where their entire setup is they go on and all they do is read the chat room? The whole show is just them responding and reading the chat room. And
they've got nothing else. It's called prep.
They've got nothing else. These streams don't need to be 4, 5, 6 hours long. And especially when it's a guy with nothing to say. And Patrick's not one of those people. He used to do a show where he had something to say, and it wasn't about the chat room, mostly because there was nobody watching in the chat room except me, a few other guys. But you know, this used to be the way of things, and now this is actually how something disgusting like the Dabbleverse starts. Is the way of the world now is a guy with a show. He's like a mascot. The host is just the mascot of the show. Okay, that's why they all look like big cuddly teddy bears. And and then the hosts of the show, or at least the ideas guys, is the chat room. This is why I took the chat down, by the way. Also because my body was blocking it most of the time, and it was retarded that it was on screen. But you know, I'm basically blocking it anyway. But this is why the chat had to go away on my thing. But we still can cut to it. I still cut to the chat. And I still read it occasionally here, but it can't be everything. You can't make the chat everything, because then you guys are the host. You're tuning in, presumably, to hear a guy say things funny. Say them in a funny way, tell you a funny thing, give you an idea you didn't think of. It can't be all you. And that's what a lot of these are. That's what fucking biggest problem in the universe is. It's just super chats the show. Even their ideas for what their biggest problems are come from the chat. And then the chat has to vote on which ones are the biggest. That part's fine. You want a little interaction. But which thing did you come up with then at that point? Even the one part of the show that is the idea is not their idea. And this is what everything has become. There is a creative way to do it. There is. No one wants to innovate on this. And Super Tips is not that innovative. Again, there are already other things where you can use AI to do TTS. This already existed, okay? People treat Super Tips like it's this brand new patented idea, patented idea, where it's never been tried before. Like Ethan Ralph has this. I mean,
right.
Ethan Ralph went on a fucking bender going against Jared Taylor because someone super chatted him with Jared Taylor's AI voice one time, and then he didn't know what was happening anymore. This thing has existed for a while. The innovation needs to be done not in who owns the platform or what pictures come up when it happens, but in the way in which it interacts with the show. I do think there is a way to do it. I have an idea for the way to do it, but it is not by mimicking the things that pop up on StreamYards. The ugliest fucking way to stream ever. And again, when you use StreamYards, your show is now a StreamYard show. It doesn't matter how many other things, Patrick goes to all this trouble he's figured out how to, use the AI, or what do you call it? Not AI, but like the fucking automatic green screen where you don't even need a green screen. Like it just removes the background for you, some NVIDIA thing. He's got a nice little corner set up for his studio and all that stuff. He knows how to do this stuff. He's not dumb. He's not new. He has some good ideas, but, a lot of this stuff is like the polished version of the shittiest guy doing it. And the way the Dabbleverse happens is you make it normalized where the guys in the chat room are the actual stars of the show. They start believing that. They start thinking they are show guys. And then you get the Dabbleverse, and they all start making shows. And now you've got a puppet man that you have to talk to. Don't even think about it, Lenny. What were you gonna say?
I was like, wait a minute. Looks around. What?
Yeah. Now listen, again, this is like, it's so easy to misconstrue what I'm saying and think, oh, you can't.
Yeah.
I have a chat. I've got you guys on here. Obviously, I don't mean none. I mean, it should be 90% host. Okay. And most of these shows are like 20% host. It's like 20% host, 20% clip, and then all the rest is chat room and super chat. It's psycho. It's psycho. And then you get these guys where they're like, well, everybody laughs at my super tips.
I'm the star of the show.
I guarantee, I don't watch it enough to know. I guarantee you there's a guy who's like the super tip queen who he thinks everyone just loves his little comments. And when his name pops up on a super tip, it's about to be good. And he's got a little name and he gets a special shout out every time ones get sent in because he sends the most money and it's to fool
Thanks,
him.
Citizen M.
Yeah, it's Citizen M. It's a Citizen M type guy. I don't think it is Citizen M, but it's definitely that type guy. Citizen M is, though, somewhat creative. He can edit. So it's not what I mean. These guys, they will get mentally fucked. It's a psyop. Their brain is getting fried into thinking that they should be hosting too. At what point? How close are we to the singularity of literally every guy having a podcast? How close are we? And by the way,
too close.
None of them are podcasts either. That's the worst part of it. These aren't these are streams, They keep calling them podcasts. They don't ever go out onto an RSS feed. There's no audio only version. It wouldn't even make sense if there was. It's just YouTube videos is what it really is. You're just a YouTube man. And everybody's got one now. I would wonder how many people in my chat right now have a streaming channel or a podcast. I'm going to guess my number is low, but unforgivable. And then the number, if you go to any other chat, MERSHES chat, for sure, the Mersh effect, the Melton effect chat, if you were to round it up, all the people in there that also have their own thing going on, that would be a number so concerning. You would have to get government intervention involved in that. Studies would need to be done. They'd have to be doing water table studies to figure out, to make sure that there's nothing coming downstream literally into everybody's fucking food supply. Like, all right, hang on a second. Nobody should think this is okay. When you see a guy behind one of these stupid SM7 fucking Bs, these stupid, shitty, fucking falling apart crap microphones everybody got because they say, oh, it's the Thriller microphone. It's the Thriller microphone. It's the good one. When you see an SM7B in front of a guy, and by the way, that doesn't mean that just because a guy figured out not to use one, that he's any better. He's only doing it because everybody else has one. He's just doing the opposite. He's not picking it because it's the best microphone for the job or for his voice. Trust me on that. This is the worst fucking microphone I've ever used. When you see this, you should know, oh, that's a mentally ill freak. I gotta stop. Not stop watching. Don't stop watching. Do not stop watching. What you need to say inside your head is, I should never try to do that. The things it used to take in order for a guy to become this or this or this, the things it used to take are so severe, you might as well have been molested by a baby in order for that to have happened. Your life should never lead you to that. The bar has been lowered too far to the grade. It's basically on the grade. It's below the ground. They buried the bar. And now you can just accidentally walk over. You just accidentally become a podcast man now. But the problem with that is then the same psychic attacks that affect every guy with Crowder-David's disease out there. Everybody with non-Medicare's Crowder-David's disease, meaning you will die from it. Everybody hates Medicare now, by the way. He did a terrible stream apparently yesterday, and everybody's on my side now. They say Medicare sucks.
Mm-hmm. They wish he had died, they're saying.
Literally wishing he was dead. He's overstayed his welcome, which is incredible.
Mm-hmm. On Earth, not just online.
By the way, another hat guy. So I wonder if he's got the glasses. Did you know that he's sleeping beneath a poster of me? This is true. This is true. Medicare, his convalescence bed, he sleeps below a poster with me on it. I won't even describe that further. That is true, though. Anyway, the psychic attacks that happen to you as one of these freaks spending all his time, permanently online, like me, that still happens to you, even when you accidentally become one, even when you didn't have to go through the raped by a baby trauma that Mersh went through in order to become a podcast man. So you're not prepared for it. Like, as big of a lol cow as Mersh is, he is somewhat prepared for it. There has been steps along the way. And then you got a guy putting on a puppet. I don't know what happens to a guy. Whatever happened in Gomorrah happened to a guy. We know what happened in Sodom, okay? And we're all picturing it right now. You're thinking about it. You turned back. You became a pillar of salt as you watched the men fuck, stuffing it up each other's shorts, up their tailpipes. Now you look over at Gomorrah, you go, oh, that's bad. Whatever happened at Gamora happened to the puppet guys. And we need to, again, start evaluating these things. We need to get scientists in there. Lab coats need to be involved. This is not okay. It's not okay. Mersh is streaming to nobody because there's nobody left to stream to. They're all doing their own shows. He started the Mersh effect 5 years ago, 6 years ago. Well, of course there's no one in his audience. They're all live. And this is how StreamYard starts, by the way, and why it's for black people. Black people love being live, so everyone's going live together. So that StreamYard is a way where everyone can be live together. It's the least live you can be. It's the least living you can do. The worst term you could ever come up with for what this is being live. You're dead.
Support the show. Join the Pizza Fund. PodAwful.pizza.
Pizza.
PodAwful.pizza.
Someone says, finally, someone is talking about this stuff. Melton's super tip system is an echo chamber of non-criticisms. Well, I mean, of course, that's what it's going to be. And, you know, again, it's mostly fine. I mostly don't care. You don't want to get Gamora'd. Ooh, boy, if you're practicing Gamora me, this is Gamora me. You're watching Gamora me right now. Okay, I'm watching a dude watch a dude. Now you're the dude. You're the fourth dude. That's okay. That's Gamora me. It's bad, but let's keep watching.
Squashed it. But I guess he found out. I don't even think anybody watches clips, but he found out and then he got mad.
And I was like, yeah, maybe I'll sign up for Super Tips if it's more money. And
It is. That should be the only decision, by the way.
I can't wait to join Super Tips, by the way. That's going to be fun.
I get more money and I get it right away. Done.
Again, I'm not worried about like the fans signing up for Super Tips because like I would only sign up for Super Tips because Dabblerverse retards are already signed up.
I'm going to go the opposite way, by the way. I'm saying Patrick is good now. And then when I get on Super Tips, it's going to be bad. The stuff I'm saying. Really bad. In fact, my only Super Tips guy will be Patrick Melton, and you'll be forced to put in certain words every time you want to send in a super chat.
Up for it, and I'll just be getting Dabblerverse money because they're lazy. And I was like, yeah, I might. Like, I was talking to Patrick, and I was like, yeah, maybe we might do the Super Tips thing. We'll see. And then somebody sent me a link, like, when I mentioned it. I mentioned it on the show. I was like, yeah, I might do Super Tips. Like, me and Melton have been kind of cool lately. And then somebody sent me immediately a link.
You laughed at me and called me a pedophile.
Yeah! Okay, so... Wake up, Patrick. Yeah. Okay, so that was, a month ago or whenever that was. And now here we are. Here's our final little bit from this stream. Take a look at
Money
this.
if you start bashing Jews.
Female cop. Okay, that one I want to address.
Okay.
That one I want to address. So I have, for all my life, been very, easy to.
So remember, Patrick was making fun of the stroke before. Now here, Mersh is on NLO, and he's going to defend himself on the infamous horse stroke.
Embrace my flaws and lean into them, right?
What?
I've been very, easy to embrace my flaws and lean into them, right?
He says, right.
Since
he thinks,
when?
Since when? In what world? Okay, smooth move, X-Lax.
Right.
In what world is this happening exactly? And he says, right, and he thinks they're going to go, yeah. Even they aren't, simple enough to do that. I mean, that would be crazy to agree with that.
So the original dab stroke, that was legit. I was on another fucking planet. I didn't even know the name of the first so-called stroke. The second time that it happened, the woman cop thing, if you go watch it,
By the way, female cop gun drawn shirts available at podawful.shop, along with all your Aaron Imholte mugshot needs.
It's so obvious I'm doing it. I'm doing a homina, like I'm doing a bit. The whole point was that.
Now, okay, I like this. Patrick does push back a little bit. I don't know. That's a classic. I do that. I go, I don't know.
The white female actually didn't shoot a dog right away, and I was going like, oh my god, like the female cop didn't shoot the dog. Like
gun drawn, Daytona. What? It doesn't make sense. Like this excuse makes no sense.
Whatever. I know it's never going to go away, but at least wait for me to really have strokes because they happen frequently enough.
We love this guy, don't we, folks? That's it. They let him get away with that. Think about that. Think about that for a second. They're just going to let him get away with that. Now, here's the other thing. Talk about strange bedfellows. Remember, Mersh went on BYB podcast. BYB brings me on. We ambush him. It was all a planned event to ambush Mersh. Mersh will never do BYB again. He hates those guys. Those guys are on Super Tips. How far away are we from them being cool with each other again? How does it work? How deep does this rabbit hole go? These guys are just like, Mersh, you card. That was an excellent joke when you absolutely stroked out and couldn't remember your own fucking name if you tried. When your titties were jiggling and you scooted all the way back in your chair until you ran into the wall. When you couldn't string together a sentence and even the bots in your chat room were alarmed that night. Some guy in India thought to himself for a moment, maybe I should put in a call to the police. And unfortunately, should I play the end? Maybe I should show you the end here. All right, I'll show a little bit of the end.
About I got to get a burner phone because I have like
Pat Dixon and Cardiff have been banned off YouTube. They just created new accounts and then you just use Super Tips. You don't even need to get monetized.
Yeah. So now Patrick's like, yeah, just use Super. He's again, Mersh is 100% in on the Super Tips idea, but you can hear Patrick's even trying to sell him on it here.
And then, no. I know. I've just been like lazy about. I got to get a burner phone because I have like YouTube knows all my numbers.
How many? I've never bought a burner phone. How do I keep doing it? How many YouTube accounts have I had at this point? It's insane.
At this point, so I need another phone.
That's not why. It's because nobody would watch.
Aku Megan, another went Mugen, another went for the toe, and then Goldfolds again. I can't
say it. Grand Mifdu, all hail.
Mifdu, by the way, if you don't know, Mersh is Muzzy.
Wow, everyone loved that. That was great. Good thing you played it.
From down under. That's what he calls it.
Oh, can I plug one more thing too? I don't want to forget.
No!
Pretty antisocial tomorrow. I'll be with the ladies.
Okay, do they have? I'm betting they have Super Tips. Do they have it? Here's all
they
you
do.
Need. Of course they do. Here's all you need. Okay, you need to be pro Nick Rekieta and anti Aaron Imholte, and you're allowed on. You're now part of it. That was the problem this whole time. That Mersh has been pro Nick Rekieta, anti Aaron this whole time. Melton must have been sitting there going, "What am I doing? Making fun of this guy. I love him. He's the funniest guy ever. He likes all the guys I like." That's it. That's all it takes. You just have to think Aaron Imholte is worse than a guy who did all the same shit as him. And then you're in the family. All right, finally, most insane thing I've ever seen, British Mersh. You're not, this is so hard to explain. If you don't know British Mersh, he's known as Cog City, Cog's World. You must know this guy, right? He's got a couple of viewers. They exist. You can see them. They're on screen here, all 4 or 5 of them. And his whole thing, his entire life is making fun of Ethan Ralph. He has no other content whatsoever. You think 3 Mershes in one show was bad? Okay, imagine if it was only Mersh all the time, 100%. There is nothing else. That's British Mersh.
In my brain, which right now, as everyone knows, I've been to church recently, And even though I know I'm drinking right now, I know I'm taking baby steps because yesterday was quite overwhelming.
Okay, so Cog is much like Patrick. He's hopeless, and Mersh. He's hopelessly addicted to weed, and he has now smoked himself into such a delusion that he is seeing God, visions from God. So he started going to church. This is not a joke, by the way. Now he's going to church in order to figure out if the paranoid delusions he has about Jesus from the ganj, if this is real. And it is spiritually and emotionally affecting him in a way that is unreal.
I don't want to talk about it.
Has Jex tried this yet?
Well, maybe he should. Yeah. Jex, have you smoked any weed lately?
No, I'm living proof that you can believe in a fake god without weed.
That's
drunk and I'm in no place to
Well, so here's the craziest part. We had this whole gay discussion on religion on our last episode. Then I saw this. I think I might be a believer now. Okay. A guy doesn't get this emotional over nothing. Now, he is drunk. Really, really, really drunk here. And he is high. And also, and this is maybe the most confusing part, you might have noticed he has an American flag in the background, even though he's a British guy. He doesn't live in America, by the way. He is also really, really dumb. Okay, so if you haven't figured that part out, Cog is one of the stupidest guys that's ever existed. But there's just something to the amount of heart he has, the passion he has in these clips that I'm starting to maybe do a second guess on my position with religion.
Talk about anything to do with how I feel right now when it comes to faith.
Yeah, and he lives in a 1-bedroom with like 6 people, they say in the chat room. That's also
he's
true.
on welfare too. He's poorer than Mersh, if you can believe that.
And this might be the worst part, and this might be affecting his brain the worst. He's also married to an Indian. Oof. So the smell alone it's like,
wow.
You know. And by the way, what do magic mushrooms grow on? Poop. So.
Okay. And I can only call it faith. And I get now why people call it faith.
And he can only call it faith because Ralph used to date a girl named Faith. So that's all he can think of.
Faith, because it's completely subjective. Not pushing this on anybody. It's completely subjective, okay? I wouldn't push this on anyone.
By the way, let me know in the chat if you are brand new to British Mersh, okay? And are you seeing it? You're seeing how this is very similar?
I just fucking hate that shit. And I understand that people evangelize. Great. I understand why you do. Because I wouldn't be there without it. But I can't do that mentally because I feel like to try and, not corrupt, but try and tell someone to do what I do, I feel it's audacious because their life is theirs. And a personal relationship with God, if I have one, is separate from theirs. Even while drunk.
He just figured out he's a different guy than other people. So that's cool. He's fucking,
wow, revelations.
Yeah, he's 40 and he's just now figuring that one out.
I'm thinking about this.
Yeah, I'm new. They're saying who? Someone just keeps going, who? Who?
Oh, cock's seen the light. Look, I'm hoping I am because God will make me puke this shit out. I swear. And you guys have got a puke stream, which who gives a fuck? I don't give a shit. Yes.
Okay, so again, stroke streams, puke streams, we're close. Now watch this. This is where things get wacky. Cog believes he is now a vessel for God.
All my life, I've been sat here like everything I've done on my own, right? If it wasn't for me, I wouldn't have built a channel. If it wasn't for me, I wouldn't be doing streaming. If it wasn't for me, I wouldn't be here right now, right? So I did that, right? I did that, right? And yesterday, when I went into church, there was this flood of realization. It's not me.
Pathetic man.
I have been crying, almost like a vessel. I know only in like slight, but I've been a vessel.
By the way, when you're drunk, everything's a fucking vessel. It's a pint, it's a glass, it's something, a handle.
Right.
To God. I don't mean that in some sort of prophetic, I'm not, I don't mean it like that. I mean,
he doesn't mean it prophetically. He's not a prophet, in case you were confused out there. For a second, if you were man-bot in the chat, you might have thought this is one of God's prophets here on earth.
You know, in a point of view of, I know with Ralph, it's just pointing out sin, right? I know with Ralph, it's just pointing out sin.
Yeah,
but
he's PPP now. This whole time, this was a mission from God. You know, oh, Andy, the hellfire that below. You know, all that fucking stupid church bullshit. That's what it was. He's not making fun of a big fat internet lolcow. It's about the sin behind it. Always was. And he knew that the whole time. He was an atheist, by the way, like a day ago.
I've been a vessel.
Yeah, a vessel for fucking Ethan Ralph's bum stuff. You know what he gets up to. I don't even want to repeat. Cog had 12 hours of watching me talking to Ethan Ralph about the butt stuff scenario before, by the way. That's the type of vessel we're talking about. He's like a bedpan. He's Jesus's bedpan for Ethan Ralph.
This is really hard. It's easy while you had a drink, but it's hard for me to say this and get through. And this is probably why I was crying so much yesterday.
He's God's appointee on earth to stream to 2 or 3 people about Ethan Ralph.
It's called a vessel.
That's his mission in life.
But I'm a vessel to point out the lack of sin within Ralph's life. And I'm not.
What? I mean, I'm not interpreting this. He's saying it. This is
saving the world from Ethan Ralph, 2 people at a time.
I don't need the golden plates for this one, okay? He is directly claiming that God appointed him to this incredibly important mission. I can literally count the number of people watching his show by looking at the chat. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, repeat, 6, 7, repeat. There's like maybe 11 guys, okay? And 2 of those are going to be trolls. All the ones that aren't moderators are trolls. So I don't know if they even count. And
like I could swear that last night when I was praying, God told me I was the vessel.
Yeah. So now we got 2 vessels. What are we going to do?
I believe it.
Look,
what are we going to do? Who's going to pour out into the other one? One of you guys.
I don't know, but
one of you guys.
We got to have a talk.
Yeah, I had a vision from God. It was my duty here on earth to call Mersh cross-eyed. So I got to do it. Sorry, man.
Bravo, sir.
And that will be my defense in court.
I'm not saying that that's my end all be all. I will probably just do that as a critical person. The point I'm trying to make is just.
There's also like nobody that would even watch Cog that doesn't already know that Ralph is a bad guy. Like this is not in any way revelatory.
Just that's where.
Although it was written about in Revelations. You guys don't remember that part of the Bible, you guys. Everybody, open it up, okay? The King James version. All right.
Right now is that I'm just this vessel. I'm not in control, and you've got to stop believing you're in control. No, that sounds really hard for you to understand, and I get that.
He's above you now. He's so far above everybody else. He's looking down from the angel clouds. He's got his harp. He's wearing a dress. He's got his wings. I know you guys don't understand it now, but pling, plung, pling. One day you will.
So I've been there.
He's trying to earn his halo.
But it's not. And even as I sit here explaining this to you, that feeling of sick, that feeling of the alcohol that took me for a second, gone. I'm actually.
Oh, he's healed. Jesus is healing him now. His Indian wife laid hands on him. By the way, this guy had a Hindu wedding. I can't be clear enough about this. Cog had a Hindu wedding.
Yes.
True.
All right. So we've seen it.
This is my first time hearing about Cog. This is
you're brand new to this, to British.
He took his wife's Indian name too, made up, but let's continue that.
Yeah, no, he did. He took his wife's last name. Cog's legal last name now is Bahudakar. So a lot of people don't know that. I'm not joking though about this Indian wedding thing. Look at this. Look at that.
That's true. How embarrassing. He took her name. Clearly, he took her name. Look at that outfit.
Look, he married her. Yeah,
Her monocle fell down. Why is it on her
Jafar
mouth?
over here.
Her what fell down?
Her monocle. Why is her monocle not on her eye?
That's a good question, actually. Well,
I call this guy. I'm gonna call this guy Good Jafar.
This photo was taken. This photo was taken mid shock. That's why, Lenny. She looked up and she saw who her husband was. You know, this was an arranged marriage. She had no idea. So they took the veil off. She sees for the first time, holy shit, I'm marrying the Earth's cog, the vessel. And so she's going, by Jove. And her monocle is now falling down into her wine glass below. That's unfortunately. Look at this cake. Yuck.
What is that?
Anyway,
it's
so
poop in the middle. It looks like.
Did this take place in India? Did you have to travel for this?
Well, in a satellite state of India known as Britain, but yes. And he married Indian Patrick Melton, by the way. That's kind of cool.
Yeah, that's one big serving of Indian food right there.
I thought, by the way, I saw them slicing this. I thought this was like a present. This doesn't even look like a cake. And then I got so confused. I thought his hat was the cake. I thought it was going to be one of those videos where they're like, is this really a hat? And they start slicing through it. Anyway, so this is actually, and by the way, they also, you can't see it. This was cropped out, but he is standing on a toilet. That was part of he's not that tall. Part of when you marry a white guy as an Indian lady, you have to represent, your own nation. So he's standing on a toilet and she is standing on the ground, the street, the regular ass street. And that's part of it's like when they break the glass in a Jewish wedding. It's very similar.
You started feeling great from just being able to explain that to you. It's almost like there's a weight lifted off me just from explaining the basics in my head to you.
The basics cannot possibly involve Ethan Ralph when it comes to Christianity. What church is he going to, by the way? Did they bring up Ethan Ralph during the sermon? Is his preacher PPP? That might be the problem. He might have attended the Keno Cathedral.
But you won't get this. It's subjective. It's not. For years, I've been looking for this objective point. I've been looking for an objective status. I think.
And yea, though I matter of fact walk through the valley of the eating out ass, I did verily put my thumb into her keister.
To go, this is what makes it happen. Like there's a chemistry to this, but there isn't. If you know about medication, right, as an example of this, if you look at medication has side effects because depending on
but you should be taking it. There's no side effect that could be worse than whatever this is.
who takes it, it's going to have side effects, and you're going to get this from medication, and you'll start there wanting God to be
Did you say medication or did you say Medicare?
universal, and I've been wanting that for years. I've been like, why can't this be explained to me like it is to anyone else? And it's like, try explain. And do you know a good example of this is on Twitter? There's a nice beef, which is someone posts a glass of water and says it's half full, and people argue all day that it's half empty, right? Which is just part of this.
No, I think it depends on if it was poured out or poured into that way.
Good call.
Now what? Now
A vessel, you mean?
Yeah, the vessel. Well, yeah, he's getting poured into for sure.
Right.
Cog's getting filled with God's juice.
Oh, good God.
It's just part of it.
Oh my God, he just got a super chat. This guy Cybertaz. Now, we're insane enough to know all of Cog's followers because there's only a few of them. Cybertaz is literally, I'm not making this up, legitimately a homeless guy who sends Cog money. He lives outside in a shack or in the woods or something, and he is hopelessly addicted to some of the most disgusting, degenerate porn you've ever seen. Openly. Like some of you guys, did anybody here ever interact with Cybertaz in the Cog server or anything? There was we were uncovering crazy Cybertaz stuff in there that was I think he's into trans and you name it. And he openly likes it and retweets it on Twitter. This is Cog's top guy. Anyway, Cog's Christian now. Cybertaz for $13. I'm a super tip, by the way. I'm popping up on Cog's stream here going, Yes, I'm a snit? What? Snit writing? I'm a snit writing degenerate, but I draw the lines at consent, 18 plus, and no animals or non-sentient creature. Oh, he's actually talking about what he wants to fuck in this super chat. This is what super chats are, everybody. There's your fucking proof. This is super chats. We're just having a mental breakdown. This guy's just doing his diary for by the way, $13. Where does that amount even come from?
Right.
He draws a line at non-sentient creatures, not a grapist like Ralph. But what the fuck? All right, let's skip it. I gotta skip now. I can't read any more of that. Okay, I titled this clip "Insane Cry Fest." Okay, so you thought we were already there. No, apparently it gets worse.
Church, seriously, after I get back, I'm sorry. I don't care if this upsets people. You can do whatever you want with your life. I'm never going to tell you to do what you want with your life, but I am going to be taking church seriously the moment I get back. This is a feeling unlike no other that I have felt.
This is what church does to a guy. This is who's going to church. By the way, that's nuts.
And you've seen me for fucking years on this channel. I know I've had a drink tonight. It'll always been extra emotional. I was like this yesterday. You saw me cry yesterday, and I wasn't drunk. I wasn't anything. I was sober. Dealing with this shit, just trying to think about it. Just trying to think about the passion that I felt yesterday. And it is...
This is the passion of the Christ. This is what... It was always about Ethan Ralph. That's why they tried to cancel that movie. That's why Mel Gibson is persona non grata.
Passion, and I know that. It's love. It's pure love that you feel.
God.
Love.
Something else. It's not a different...
Honestly, if this gets out there, if people see this, they might go around shutting down churches. As a result,
Yeah.
I can't see them allowing this to go on.
Realm. It's on a different realm, and I can't explain it anymore with this. I can't, okay?
Yeah, you know what they say. Cogliness is next to godliness.
Yeah. It's just on a different realm. And I'm not going to force it on you. It's not your life is yours. Your personal relationship is yours.
I know.
Oh, thank God.
I wasn't even worried until you said it. Now, I do have to stress, though, and maybe the guy from before that was getting mad at me will be excited to hear this, but Cog, speaking of not forcing anything on anyone, is a pedophile. Okay? Cog's another one of these guys that cannot get it through his head that you can make jokes and they don't mean nothing.
Mm-hmm.
This idea that, hey, if a guy says a thing, it means there's always a little bit of truth in every joke. Oh, really? You sure about that? Yeah. Every single guy watching this stream right now in the chat room, I saw give head to their dads.
Busted.
There's a little bit of truth in that somewhere. Somewhere there's a little bit of truth in that. I mean, it's crazy. Sometimes jokes are lies. Sometimes lies are jokes. Cog can't get it through his head that you can just say stuff. So there's these insane out of context clips of me saying stuff where he's like, well, you're sweeping for a pedophile. You know he's a pedophile, right? And this is why I love Cog. He doesn't understand jester's privilege. Now, I have a magical remedy for everything I do called jester's privilege that allows me to say and do anything I want, and I'm allowed to get away with it. Okay? How do I know? I asked Gringle, and at Gringle, am I allowed to say this? And Gringle says, say it, Jesse. It's very funny.
Is he like the official jester deity?
My name is Jess. Okay? That's Jesse is short for jester. You didn't know that? So I'm allowed to say anything, and here's what it is. No one takes me seriously. Now that's a gift and a curse, obviously. Sometimes you need a guy to take you seriously, and they're not going to. It's a little bit of boy cried wolf kind of scenario. But on the other hand, people know I'm just kidding around if I'm saying something and you're hearing me say it. If you can hear me say it, then it's probably me messing. Cog is having straight up legitimate passionate cry fests on his stream where like he's not making, when he covers Ethan Ralph, it's not a joke. He is a knight in God's service against Ethan Ralph. He's a vessel. And so it's not about making anybody laugh. So he can't fathom it when he tweets out these clips of me out of context saying silly stuff and going, Jesse's a pedophile, Jesse's a pedophile. And everyone goes, yawn. By the way, I'm not an Indian when I do that, so Cog, don't try to marry me. That's the wrong kind of Indian. That might have been. That doesn't really make a lot of sense. Whatever. Sometimes jokes are lies. Anyway, so
what if the jokes were the lies we made along the way?
My favorite thing is seeing Cog fruitlessly. I saw one recently. Somebody posted screenshots where Cog was in their DMs sending them PodAwful stuff going, PodAwful's a pedophile. And their response was, yeah, when Jesse says it, it's cool and funny. But here's the thing. You did it. You actually did it. So what you might not know is British Mersh. So this is crazy. You've got Mersh Prime, who was raped by a baby. He's the victim. He's the victim of reverse pedophilia. Okay? It's never been tried before. You've got I keep wanting to say Ethan Ralph. It's Patrick Melton. I keep calling him Ethan Ralph. It's because Cog is on screen. You've got Patrick Melton, who is the victim of everyone assuming that a thought experiment means he's a pedophile. Okay? He's the real victim. Who are the real victims? Not the children they trained the AI on in that thought experiment. The real victim is Patrick Melton. So you've got him, a fake pedophile. And then finally, in our triumvirate of Mersh, our Mersh triangulation, the holy trinity of vessels named Mersh, you've got British Mersh, who is an actual pedophile. Cog was, rightfully and believably accused by both of his brothers. Not one, but two brothers.
Yes, his brothers.
Of raping a 14-year-old girl.
And these are brothers in Christ, right?
No, they're his legit brothers. It's embarrassing.
These are brothers in flesh. These are brothers in Christ. These are brothers from another mother. No, actually, they're from the same mom. So these guys, and the reason Cog hates Ethan Ralph, and also God put him on earth to do this, is because Ethan interviewed those brothers. And they revealed that when Cog was, I don't know, 29 or so, I don't know how old he was. When he was like way too old, he was dating a 14-year-old girl. And his justification was, actually, she's 17. Now,
makes better.
Now, for those of you who don't know, in Britain, 16 is legal. So we've already got a clash of cultures going on here, okay, where we're not lining up on some things. We fought a war over this, people, and we will dump your children in the harbor to keep these disgusting Brits off of them, all right? But there was the whole reason America fought that war against Britain was because they refused to raise the age of consent. Now, Cog lies to this day and says, 100% I'm not guilty. The girl I dated was 17.
Ugh.
And I know there are some states in America where 16 and 17 are legal as well. Those are pedophile states, okay? So, sorry, I don't make the rules. The guy in chat who was mad about Melton does. It's not my fault. Now, if it was me, 12.
I trust the two brothers. One of them was embarrassed to say the age of 14. He like choked up at it.
Yeah,
so embarrassing.
I mean, these guys were on the verge of tears, and maybe that just runs in Cog's family. But at least it's understandable when they almost burst into tears. So
yeah,
Cog is and by the way, he doesn't say he never dated the girl. He doesn't say. He tries to get off on any little technicality he can find. Well, actually, she told me she was 17. Actually, her name, my brother said her name was this, but her name was that. It's like, well, but you're still talking about the same girl, right? He brought this 14-year-old girl to a family function. That's how they found out about this. Like, the problem they had wasn't that they checked her ID at the door for when they all went bowling together or whatever British people do. I don't know. Cricket. They took one look at her and went, "Oh, that's not good." Oh, what's going on here? And you have to understand the kind of guy Cog used to be. You know, the Earth's MERSHES, they all are always changing guys. They could be any type of guy at any time. And so you have to remember, Cog used to be this type of guy. Now, he was like an emo, screamo, I like bands. I like bands.
Wasn't Mersh kind of like that?
Yes, Mersh was like this. And I would like to see some evidence that Patrick Melton wasn't like this as well. I guarantee you he had a guy liner phase. He was doing some good Charlotte style stuff. Whoever has the loudest mouse scroll wheel on earth, can you not? So, yeah, that's the one. That one right there.
Oh my God, really? Holy shit.
Oh my gosh, sounds make noise. Crazy. So
it's never come through before.
It has. It has. I've just been not saying anything and continuing on. But I'm on my last Ermin nerve over here on it.
I'm done. Done scrolling.
So what are you even scrolling? Watch the show. So,
I'm watching.
No, you're up to other stuff at the same time. If you're playing a video game while watching the show, you are banned. So,
not me.
What are you scrolling?
Midway USA.
What is that?
That's an arcade company.
That's Midway.
No,
Midway.
Didn't they make like asteroids or something?
Midway is literally an arcade. Urquin. Okay, got him.
I thought
playing Galaga over here.
I thought it was a porn site.
Anyway,
Anyway,
so he used to be the type of guy where, like, every guy that was ever in a band that looked like this was like fucking their 14-year-old listeners. You know, the Good Charlotte and All American Rejects and all these guys. Their fans are just 14-year-old girls. So this is what he looked like when he was credibly accused of raping a 14-year-old. Just to be clear, I mean, might be a coincidence. Who knows?
I'm not going to force it on you. I'm just going to tell you.
Oh, that's what he said to her. I'm not going to force it on you. I'm just going to tell you. You better start sucking it. You suck it now. You suck it now, or I swear to God, I'll marry an Indian woman. I'll do it.
You better become my vessel.
You can get there. You can.
The only type of vessel you'll ever be is a cum dumpster, you fucking bitch. Open your mouth.
Get there. You could honestly get there.
What, is he jacking it right now? What the?
I honestly didn't give a shit. And I walked into one church. And I'm in fucking tears. And I can't actually. And it's like,
you're in tears because you're guilty. I go into a church, you know what happens? All the statues inside melt before my power. I don't feel anything. Going into a church for me is like going into a bingo hall. Okay, it's nothing. That might as well be, a church to me is like a rec center for teens, which might explain why Cog is going there. It's just a big, empty, fucking bizarre, gross old building. You're walking into a church and you are breaking down into the world's strangest, most maniacal crying of all time. It's because there's a guilt inside your heart so thick and deep from the crimes you've been up to. That's how church gets you. Who becomes Christian in the middle of being an adult? Drug addicts, criminals, sex pests. Anybody who needs a free pass, basically. Oh shit, how do I get out of this one? So yeah, that's why these people get overwhelmed with the Holy Spirit. The whole they're talking about is that 14-year-old girls.
Mixture of happiness and sadness. It's like you're feeling all the sin you've done in your life and all the happiness you've had in your life. And
then how are you any better than Ethan Ralph, who moved to Mexico where the age of consent is 12? Coincidence.
Only depends.
But he throw the first bish.
It's happiness. Because I felt so happy. I've got more happiness in my life than that's the best way of putting it. I've got more happiness.
Religion is fake. Spirituality is real. I'm not religious, but I'm spiritual. I'm not racist, but I'm bigoted. Okay, whatever.
In my life that I have sadness, and I've definitely got sadness in my life too.
You don't say. And then he turns around and looks at his fucking Indian wife squatting on the floor, squatting over a pot.
Right. We all. So, sorry. What's he saying he's happy about? That's not me.
I know that's not you. That was Chris.
Okay.
Oh, sorry. They're just walking.
What's he saying?
What's he saying? He's because like he's talking about how sad he is and how much guilt he has and all the bad
He's
things
saying he's
done
happy
in the
for what
past.
this church has alleviated him, these feelings. He's overcome. He's overcome with the Holy Spirit emotion, which is always just again. It's always just you are a junkie, and for one day you didn't do drugs to go to church, and now you're experiencing life and a bunch of people who are fairly normal at church. You're like, oh my God, this is the most beautiful, insane thing I've ever experienced. And then
I found my people.
Yeah, and then next week you go back to meth.
But it doesn't change the fact that I've got more happiness, and I know that from yesterday alone, right? I don't know. I'm sorry. Ooh. It's a lot to take on board. You don't have to. I'm not going to force you.
You have to stop saying that. That is, I'm getting scared.
I can't express how much I want.
Time for a super chat. This guy, we need Melton, forget me. I need you to put COG on super tips. Please give this guy some super tips.
Super Hitler for 1488 says.
Thank you, Space Trains, for buying me 2 smokes. And then he sent a YouTube link. He says, enjoy a song from the Book of Psalms. There's songs in there? How do you even know? Are there musical notes in the Bible? I don't remember that part.
No, yeah, there's full lyrics.
Oh, thank you, Space Trains. I can't read music, though.
I want you to experience this on your own. I really do.
Okay. Let's say COG was the greatest streamer of all time. I tune into this. I never tune in again. I'm scared. This is a haunted house. At this point, I didn't sign up for a horror-based podcast. There is some sort of jump scare around the corner, and I'm not ready for it. He's just openly weeping into a tissue. This is a show. He is now so high-pitched the microphone cannot pick it up anymore. Urquitz's mouse is louder than whatever is going on right now out of this man's vocal cords. There's like, there's a pack of dogs living around the corner that are howling right now. They can't believe what's going on. This is Britain, by the way. They're going to arrest him for a hate crime with all these dog whistles.
Yeah.
So he's just silently crying.
I felt such a peace with this today. It was wonderful. as I was like, no, I've been in taxis all day. I have been back and forth. I've had a busy day.
You've been in taxis all day. What was your wife working?
Oh, I thought you said he was in Texas.
Your husband to work day.
Yep. Damn! Imagine getting in the backseat of a cab and Cog is in the front passenger seat, sitting there weeping openly. Oh, I'm not going to do it to you. I swear to God, I'm not going to.
There's a lot to take on board.
Oh, fuck!
I was looking at and I'm talking like forests of trees, and I'm standing.
You ever get into an Uber or a cab and the guy is religious and he's got pamphlets and paraphernalia? He's trying to get you on board. He's basically using it as an excuse to proselytize to you. Anybody ever have that happen? That's happened to me.
Yeah.
They'll sometimes.
Mine's usually like a SoundCloud CEO guy.
Yeah, I know. They have they'll have like a pocket on the back seat of or in the back of their seat, and it's filled with literature. You know, they got pamphlets going on. You're supposed to imagine you get into Cog's wife's cab. He's sitting up there crying, telling you how he will respect your consent. You open up this pamphlet, you're in this horror show ride, and then in the pamphlet it's explaining Ethan Ralph's bifurcated gunt to you. There's a picture of a cross. In the middle of his gunt, there's just a cross right at the belly button. And on the third day, God created his third tit.
They're like, God, they're beautiful. And I've never...
Okay, all right. Let's go to the last one here. Now, okay, this is going to start crazy. All right, so let me preface this. At some point, he never starts talking about Ralph, but he brought him up on screen as like a safety blanket, or so. He doesn't know how to stream without Ralph on screen. So he's just brought this up. There's no reason for this whatsoever. In fact, he did it by accident. Okay. You need to know that, because as soon as I hit play, we're going to go into the craziest fucking thing ever. Ready?
Ready.
Here we go.
Like, I swear, like 70% of women I've met like being dominated, right? Most women like being dominated unless they're like muscular and shit. I'm sure that's when it changes, right? But the point I'm trying to make is that you can be...
So this is maybe 4.5 minutes after the last thing we just watched. He's now talking about women love to be dominated. Now, the reason I believe he might have met a lot of women that like to be dominated is because they were teenagers and he wasn't respecting their decisions in that moment.
Yikes.
It's a theory. I don't know. We'll have to ask his brothers.
In my chat, I don't care if you're atheist. I don't care if you're fucking agnostic. I don't care. I'm telling you my
I
personal...
don't care if you're a pedophile, if you're cyber-Taz, whatever the fuck that is.
If you're 14.
If you're from Gomorrah.
journey. Personal, subjective. And I don't know why I'm feeling this. I don't know why I went to church the other day and were bawling in tears. I went nothing. Just being prayed for. Literally in tears. Trying to hold them.
Now, I know it seems like I must have removed some sort of context because we're back to church after dominating women. Okay? I know it seems that way, but I don't think I did. I'm now going to back it up before that and see if there is context to it.
You mean by that? Because what you're trying to say, this is what people forget.
Wait, let me go a little further.
Okay. I'm listening. Let's have a test for 13. I'll add it on. Yes, I am a snip writing degenerate, but I draw the line at consent 18 plus and no animals or no, because I know you this dude, dude. It's not a great...
So he was reading Cyber Super Chat. That's what led to this.
Chris like Ralph, but I try not to not think about Chinese sewer grease, right? Exactly. Don't think about Ralph. He's just Chinese sewer grease. But I know what you mean by that, because what you're trying to say, this is what people forget, right?
By the way, don't judge, says God. But he is Chinese sewer grease.
What you're trying to say there, very simply, is you like smut writing. Who gives a fuck, right? He writes about porn. Welcome to the internet, right? People write about porn. But he doesn't do when it comes to kids or rape shit, like Ralph raping somebody. He's not going to sit there and go, oh, Ralph raped a woman. It
was a woman. Listen, I'm not saying rape is good, but if it were between, if I have to choose between the guy that does it to a lady and a guy who does it to a girl, you know.
We talk about a woman who's into being dominated because women, like I swear, like 70% of women I've met like being dominated.
Okay, so there's your context. The way he arrived, he read his fan, who's a degenerate, super chat about liking smut and degeneracy. That made him think about Ethan Ralph raping, which made him think about pedophilia, which made him think about all the women he's ever met. Ladies and gentlemen, there you go. That
the pair.
Horrible. Our show. The three Mershes, the Mersh effect of all time. I don't know whether to call this one the Mersh effect, the Melton effect, the three Mershes. There's so many options here. None of them good. None of them good. Nope. We will be monitoring the situation, though. Again, r/Mersh is down, unfortunately. I'll check in. I'll see if we can get that back up again, if we're still under attack over there, because obviously the Mersh content is running plentifully again. However, I'm going to try to move off of Mersh again, but we will quietly monitor the situation behind the scenes. We want to know, do his numbers go up? Now, does he have the Melton bump? Is he now doing Melton numbers? We want to know. Is he getting the super tips? Maybe he's got super tips tonight. He might already be set up. As a matter of fact, is we live? Hang on a second. Before we go.
Yeah, he should be live.
He should be live, right? Before we go, let's do a quick check-in here with Mersh. We love to do this. He's live. Is there...
Wait, did she have a forearm tattoo? Oh, no.
Is there a super tips link? Hang on a second. Let me see.
No, it was a shadow.
I'm not seeing it.
Yeah, that's fat
but he
black
is
lady
lazy,
time.
so he
Hang
might
on.
not have set it up yet.
Oh, no. Tory Teets, no. No.
The QR code's bigger than him. Oh, he took it down.
Single time.
The QR code didn't go down. It just, he played a different OBS thing, and he didn't have it set up to have the QR code there. He just messed up.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Ah, man. I was hoping for
It's like
for super
Royce called
tips.
that one time, and I
We
was
gotta
just
watch
like,
this.
God damn it.
Yes.
This is how you watch Mersh.
I mean, it's gonna be at supertips.gg/mersh, right?
Yeah, I went to that yesterday to see. Supertip.gg/mersh. Let's see.
Don't lie.
I did check that yesterday to see.
By the way, I Googled this chick, and apparently...
Yeah, nothing yet.
She is no longer in...
All right, we're going to keep our eyes on that and find out. I'm dying to know. You saw that chat flying by those Rumble numbers. That thing, man, you can't beat the brakes off. All right, so anyway, that's been the show. PodAwful.pizza. Join it. Get access to our bonus content. We'll do a primo episode on Thursday. Still working to get the old stuff back up again. Thank you to those of you who are still in there. And, should we do a pod after show?
What do you got?
Let's do it.
I have a little something, but maybe I should just save it for the primo, to be honest. We got some comedy shaman. We got a lot of comedy shaman to come. We haven't even done our World War episode yet, and there's still so much. Comedy shaman is now going live again, everybody. This is true.
Yeah, hell yeah.
It's crazy.
Oh, it's season 2.
Yeah, well, there's some confusion on who's comedy shaman and who's not. Sorry, there's a bunch of comedy shamans out there. Much like there are many Mershes, we now have multiple comedy shamans. I'm going to save it for the primo, okay? Primo on Thursday, podawful.pizza. See you then. Till next time. Thanks, henchman.
Thank you.
Thanks,
Bye.
And have
Thanks,
an
Jesse.
awful day. Bye.
Jesse made a good point tonight, and I hate to say, it pains me to admit it, but when you're right, you're right. Watch PodAwful. Watch your show.